we go. So, a wedding and maybe a funeral is in service today. I hope the priest is being paid twice because he ain't gonna want to do this for free. As tonight, it's a fair thing if he's got to suddenly do double the work, he wants double the pay. So, on the eve of the wedding and maybe a funeral, we have Sir Secundus Simpington and obviously his girl and companions being dragged to the manor, and some shit went down. Let me tell you, this house, it's on stilts and it's rickety as fuck. Maybe that's because Gorgo jumped on it a bit, but who knows? I will let Ash obviously divulge the really bad shit, but yeah. He's some episode in the 20s now, and I have not checked, but I'm pretty sure it's 21 2. Michael, I'm sure, will have his like moment where he wants to correct. But I will just hand it straight over to Ash, and I'll do it.
I am saving pissing you off until your campaign starts again.
Oh, beautiful. Save it for when I have the power to do something about it. Appreciate it. Ash, take it away.
Okay, so as the party has implied, we last left off with some adventures going on. Party having a bit of a fun time.
Flying cow.
The party decided it would be a good idea to split the party. And then after splitting the party, they decided it would be a good idea to fight an adult dragon while split.
Well, I mean, Gorgo just wanted to fix the fucking grass. Like, he wanted to make sure the lawn was nice for the wedding. That was it. That was literally his thought. This grass is bad. Let's make it look pretty. Let's follow it, see in case it's like, I don't know, the water's bad or something. No. None of us do. Well, pretty sure Dave knows now.
Yeah.
At least what's left.
Let's start with probably the most important. The two who have just watched this dragon fly off at Mach 2 with an unconscious and drained paladin in its clutches. What is your immediate response?
How the hell did he not snap under the force of breaking the sound barrier?
Fuck.
Right.
Can you fly?
No, I can't.
Same.
I can try and get us a bit closer, or we try and keep an eye on that thing and we head back to the house and get the rest of them.
Yeah. I think Luffy can fly. Let's go.
She can?
I'll have to come back and fix the grass later.
I think killing that thing might help with that, but in the meantime, let's go back and get the others. Let's find Simpington first, because then he'll be able to get Lovey out of her tea meeting.
So we'll start briskful jog, not quite. Google may probably end up with a sprint, I guess.
I think we weren't too far away from the house, I believe.
100 feet, I believe.
Yeah,
What?
so to be honest, we should have been in line of sight, but
Oh,
You were miles away.
Yeah, no. I felt we were a few hundred feet at least.
No, yeah, we were meant, yeah, but 200 foot is still within, line of sight of the frigging house.
But you were miles away. You walked miles.
Yeah, and then we walked miles and then told we were only 200 feet away.
No, that's what I just said. I said I think we were only a couple hundred feet away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were at least like 4 miles away.
I'm not the DM here. No. I can't control this. I just say what I think.
Everyone else is good on their internal. No, you guys went for at least a couple hours.
Yeah.
Maybe not a couple hours, but like at least like an hour out. Yeah. Like
we wasn't crawling, we were like just.
Yeah, which is what had me confused last time, because we went for a distance and then we were only a few hundred feet away from the tree that we first started from.
No,
So I was like, what's
no,
going
no,
on?
no, 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 no.
No, you guys went from like kind of green to kind of green, kind of patchy to incredibly patchy to like
Yeah.
the tent was like 200 feet out.
Gorgor was simply following it until it got to what he hoped was the source.
That was why I was confused, because last time I thought it was like we walked for hours and yet somehow we're still very close. So I was very confused.
If we were that close, I'm sure the other half of the party would have come running.
That's why I was confused.
Got it. So yes, Ash, we're going to be heading back with the intention of grabbing Segundus and
You know, I am sorry for any potential confusion on that distance. You guys are like 5-ish miles out at the moment. Super rough numbers.
Okay.
yeah, I figured you wasn't keeping exact track, but I figured it wasn't exactly stone's throw.
Yeah. But yeah, what is... I'd say at a hustle, you guys are about an hour out, but that's at a hustle and not at a stroll, because you guys are kind of going a little slow. That's why I'd say, like, you guys were maybe 2 hours out, but you were 2 hours out at a slow pace, kind of double checking stuff.
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
So it sounds like you guys are both heading back.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'd say if not to ask too much, Gorgo, do you want to carry me back while I try and keep an eye on where the dragon went, so we can keep an eye where?
Yeah, because you're slow.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I will, as I mentioned in the prior session, unfortunate timing, of course now my food chooses to arrive
Oh.
right as we start. I mean, I wish I was
dear.
joking on that one. Like, it's just gonna
that
be, I'm
is-
not, like,
yeah.
hopping off to eat. I'm bringing it back to my room and just gonna keep DMing, but
yeah, just picking it while you. It's fine. Do
give me
what
one
you need.
sec.
Yeah. Fuck me, that is. Out of all of the timings, that was like peak worst. Holy
I just blame
shit.
Stuart.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah, bad Stuart.
Funny
How's
enough,
Stuart?
Stuart did just get back home, so fucking Stuart.
Yeah. I can't believe you did this, Stuart.
Stuart, he's just walked through the door and getting abuse already.
He did
They must
earn
be
it.
used to
He
it
did
by now.
earn it. You know why? Because
Why?
all this week we've been getting suits and shit ready for the wedding tomorrow. He hasn't got shoes.
What?
We only found out like hours
How-
ago.
But the wedding tomorrow.
Yep, and it was only because we asked him.
Yeah, oh, bloody hell, they got no shoes.
Otherwise, he was gonna go in trainers.
What?
Oh dear.
I've got a 3-piece suit and man's wearing trainers.
Do you not think? Oh, it might be a black tie event with it being a wedding.
That side of it, I can't blame him because it's just how his head is because he's on the spectrum and stuff. But the fact that he had no shoes, we told him shoes.
Is he going to go and get some shoes from like a Tesco or something now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna sort him out. Don't worry.
Yeah, run to nearest metal line. You probably got
When you
an
say
hour.
sort him out, do you mean game shoes or beat him up?
Probably
Yes.
both. Yeah. Like Mog said, yes. Just yes.
Get him some
With
shoes.
shoes.
Get him some shoes. Beat the crap out of him with the shoes. Then
Yeah.
make him wear them.
Yeah. Well, that's how you gotta wear them in, ain't you? Like stretch the leather out and stuff.
Stretch them out.
Beat a man's.
Mm.
You gotta love him, but sometimes it's like you motherfucker. But yeah, obviously, because I was late to streaming yesterday because the rehearsal, because Mom's the maid of honor, and obviously I'm the propulsion for me mom, so you know I kind of had to be there by default. Without me, that son of a bitch ain't going nowhere.
I just love the phrasing of that. The propulsion.
Yeah.
I know it's true, but it's still.
Yeah, no.
All good.
Okay.
I've got pizza and cotton candy soda, which is probably prime
Ooh.
D&D snacks.
Yep.
To be fair, you like a bag of crisps, chips for you, away from like perfection, yeah.
We need
Yeah.
some Doritos.
We have made funnies while you were. We have kept ourselves in.
Pretty
Ready to
good.
receive your DMing.
So it sounded like last I heard, Gorkar carrying Flynn, so Flynn can keep a more accurate lookout at a higher perch.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I'm fast as fuck and strong as fuck.
Not going to give you advantage on that one, but I'm going to adjust the DC on my end of you just have a vantage point.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that way, if there was another source of advantage, it wouldn't defeat the purpose of.
Yeah.
No, that's absolutely fine.
Don't really have anything. It was just keeping an eye on the direction where he was going and trying to keep a track of the. So I will roll a deception. Of course. Oh, even worse. It's a 2.
Oh,
The
dear.
only way you could fail.
Damn.
Why couldn't you have failed harder to be lucky and unfail?
Or
Mm.
literally 1 point of more succession.
Quick, someone give him disadvantage on the roll. Gorkor, trip and throw him so he might get lucky.
Can you see?
The best I can do is give him bonuses on survival checks or nature checks, not perception.
Yes.
Well, because if you give him disadvantage and he rolled a 1, he would get to roll the 1.
Do you
It was a
have
joke.
Yeah, I know.
what's it? Silvery barbs.
It only triggers on a success, not on a fail.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry. I was thinking outside the box. It was the wrong box, but I was thinking.
Hang on. There's a better way to do this. Ash, was 9 a success?
No.
Oh.
That's just like that. Oh.
No.
Slow.
What the fuck you on
No.
about? No.
Did I pass it? No.
I mean, you passed at seeing the branch that was coming at you at Mach 3.
Hang on, if you're running at Mach 3, why weren't we running after the dragon?
Because I can't fucking fly. I am not
just
air
jump.
support. I am not
Yes.
air support.
Danny,
Yay?
Flint's tire could be airborne for a little bit of time.
Oh,
Just cast fly on him.
I
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
I could do midget tossing.
It's not fly. it's
Now,
catapult
when you
at that
say
point.
that, do you mean throwing or something completely different?
What do you think?
I'm concerned at the moment. That's what I'm checking.
Liam,
Tell the
Just-
cat in the class.
No,
Like-
don't tell me
Yeah.
what you were thinking.
Liam, go on. Explain.
I'm not there at the moment. I cannot.
You are because you're talking.
Liam,
am
quick, forget that you can't mute yourself. I mean,
I?
Oh,
Oh.
dear.
No, I don't
So-
cast catapult on Flynn yet.
so
You do your best to keep an eye on it. It does kind of seem to fly into that, reddish sunset, despite the sun being high in the sky still.
Mhm.
It flies into that red glow, and it's a little too blinding. It's a little too bright. You can't quite see into it.
okie dokie. So,
But you mentally have a good direction of the way it flew, just not how far it flew or what was over there.
Okie dokie.
You could, if
Yes.
you got back point, it went that way.
Okay, I will do that.
That's why you keep
Sorry.
missing the dragon. Distracto dog.
Thing is, it's dark. He's barking at the other one who stood outside the door and wanted to come in.
So let him in. Let him
So-
in.
With
Let
them
me
returning
in.
for reinforcements, we are then going to pivot our perspective not to those happily enjoying themselves with the party, but to our one leftover companion, Paladin Dave.
Yeah.
You awaken at 1 hit point with 1 stack of exhaustion, with no sense of how long time has passed.
Oh, okay.
You are in a very dark place. It is very dank. It is wet. It is moldy. It is musty. You still have all of your belongings on you. You
Oh.
have a pounding headache.
Yep.
I do believe you would have dropped your sword, but if that's something that they would have grabbed, I will retcon happily that they have your sword.
If it's
Whichever
some...
one you had out, because I believe you have a short or a one-handed and a two-handed sword. Right.
I believe so. Yeah.
I'd imagine
Yeah,
Flynn
so-
would have...
Check.
I'd imagine Flynn would have said to grab it, so Gorgor would
Yeah.
probably be
Yeah,
equipped
we'll
with.
have that.
Very much. So they have your greatsword, I believe. You still have your longsword sheath, along with any other belongings you would own. Pounding headache, 1 HP, 1 stack of exhaustion. You do not see the dragon currently. It might be too dark. It might be in another part of whatever large formless cave you're in. You don't know how far it goes and which directions it goes. You're very disoriented. What would you like to do?
Ooh. I. I'm not sure. What can I do here? Let's have a look at my. I'm all alone. Oh. I mean, can I have a little explore in the room, though, look around, see if I can spot maybe a door?
All right. Are you sitting up? Are you getting any light source? Or are you just laying on the ground as still as you can and
I
trying
will
to...
get up first, yeah.
All right. So you sit up. Stand up or sit up?
Oh, what do you
You were
say,
kind of
sorry?
horizontal.
Oh, yeah.
Stand up or sit up.
Stand up.
Concerning that there's a
Alright.
difference.
I know.
All right.
So I
Do you have
stand
low
up.
light vision
I don't believe I do.
or dark vision or whichever?
I do not, unfortunately.
Minotaurs don't?
I have horns, goring brush, hammering
Yeah, it's
horns,
not
and
surprising. I
imposing
don't believe
presence.
they do.
Actually, I think it's probably because of balance then, because if you've got all that other shit, then it probably might just be because it might be OP. Huh. They just sound like a character that would.
Yeah, no, I agree. But like on the other hand, Minotaurs in a labyrinth like with a torch kind of feels very iconic as well.
Very true, yeah. Great axe, torch, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I will stand up and have a look around.
He's secretly like at make out point and he's going to like come across this couple like in a Minotaur cave.
No, what it
Would you
is,
please roll me perception check with disadvantage?
it's a dragon that really likes tropes, so he's been kidnapped and taken to the nearest labyrinth.
The
Like the
racist
window.
dragon.
Yeah. Like stereotypes.
You don't belong
16.
out. Yeah, you don't belong out in the middle of the savannah. Get back into where you're supposed to be.
Get back in the labyrinth.
With the
Hello?
16,
Oh. Yes, sir. Sorry.
you do make out enough to know the approximate size of the room. It's a fairly smaller room. Unfortunately, you do encounter in that same darkness. You do encounter what else is in this room, which is there's a few. It's nothing too gruesome. It's nothing too gory, but there's. This is the dinner room. This is the meal room. This is where food. This is the pantry. This is where food is stored until it is feeding time.
Yeah.
I will not go into too
Oh,
deep of
dear.
descriptions, but predominantly they are more mummified than skeleton. Not literally mummified, but like they're drained husks, a lot more like Redeads from Legend of Zelda.
Yep.
You do see a few of those in various states of decay. You do see a few different tunnels you could potentially try and go down if you wanted to.
I will give one of the tunnels a go.
All right. Now you can, of course, stay in the room and explore it further if you like, or look for any other supplies you might want or anything like that. Your choice. The bodies have not been really stripped of anything that is not shiny. So you will likely not find gold on the bodies, but you know, if you needed anything that's not on your pack, you might get lucky.
So, no golden nugget then. Oh.
Do you use anything to pick between the two tunnels? Do you investigate either tunnels? Do you, in any capacity?
I'll give him an investigate. I'll just
Alright.
investigate like the entrances, want to go like
Yeah,
too
the
far in
shapes
just
of
in case.
them, the
Yeah.
winds of them. Yeah, go for it. Roll investigation.
Where's my investigation? There it is. Or does it need to be a
I believe it should be. You're rolling well, though. You are rolling well.
Yep.
Let me double check exhausted. Yeah, 'cause that's disadvantage on ability checks, which would include these.
Yeah.
Surprised that's not already rolled in, but all right. One of the tunnels does seem a little bigger than one of the other tunnels. You're not sure how much that means. You do also hear sounds coming from both the tunnels, so it's hard to distinguish detailed what kinds of sounds. Like, they don't really. They both sound organic to an extent. So it's hard to
Okay.
pin down like finer details of like what those sounds are, but you do hear sounds coming from both tunnels. So there's no silent tunnel to gamble on, but one tunnel is definitely a good bit bigger than the other, like entrance wise and like cave wise. One is bigger than the other.
Mm.
What you do with that information is up to you, but which tunnel would you like?
Can I go on the smaller one, please?
Absolutely.
Do I need to go down on my hands and knees, or can I just maybe?
Oh no, one is closer to might be a tight squeeze for a dragon. It's really hard to ballpark in the dark. The other one is
Okay.
could easily fit the dragon striding in and out.
Oh, okay. So it's small, and it's like small for a dragon, not for
Yes.
me. Okay.
Yes. Sorry if that was unclear. Though if you did want to look for a tunnel that might be small enough for you to crawl on your hands and knees, you can keep looking, but it would be very hard to find in the dark.
I'll stick to my small tunnel that I've got now.
Absolutely. All right. So you're just gonna Are you going? How are you going to traverse this tunnel?
We're going to try to be a bit quiet going about it, not try to draw much attention.
Sounds like a stealth check at disadvantage.
Yep. Oh, I had disadvantage on this, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
at least
affect
you're not.
me. Yes.
You were rolling very nicely tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. Suspicious.
All right. Just gonna roll. I don't know. Let's say 5d20.
Oh.
All right. As you are walking, you feel like you're probably alone. At least you're confident on your own perspective that you're alone. How much that means, of course, is debatable, but you personally are confident. You think you've got this place to yourself, you're trying to be safe anyway, you feel like you're playing the good action hero in the movie. You feel like you're making the right decisions.
Yeah.
As you continue to traverse it, again, like time is kind of lost to you. You're in the dark. You don't know how long it's been already. Your head is kind of pounding a little bit. You feel drained. You feel exhausted. You're making a bit of a slow pace of it. But you push on for a bit, and the humidity seems to go down a little bit. The cave you were in was very it was very warm, but it was very moist. It was very damp. It was very dank. The humidity does seem to go down a little bit. The walls aren't as wet. The air isn't as thick and heavy.
Yeah.
Does this affect your course at all?
I'll carry on going down the tunnel. I think I'll be okay, maybe.
All right. Roll me just a single d20.
Oh. 1.
Okay.
Yikes.
Okay. In the darkness, you trip and fall, crashing into predominantly what your hands find is large amounts of cloth, a little bit of hair, and you are very forcefully thrown.
Ah.
As you do not have a light source, you do not know entirely what you've encountered, but it felt humanoid in shape and size. Similar height to you, actually.
Oh, okay. Can I just say hello to it, please? See what
You can.
happens?
Absolutely, if you'd like to.
With a good 20% I'm not there anymore, I've kind of walked right into him, so I'll just give him a friendly hello.
You do not immediately get a reply, though unable to see in the dark, it's hard for you to pin down what reply you might or not be missing.
Can I have a little feel around the area where I've
Mm,
just kind of had a little fall?
Sure. Like on the ground behind you, or
On the ground, yeah.
okay. Roll me investigation.
Um,
It definitely feels a lot drier. It feels a lot better. It still feels like stone, though it feels a bit smoother. It feels a little bit more cut than it would back in the cave.
okay.
And your hello does not meet much of a response, though you do feel like eyes glaring daggers through you at the moment.
Ah. Okay, this could be a. Uh, I'm guessing that I haven't had a long rest at all, have I? So
No.
got no.
You've had the
Um,
opposite. You've had a shit
yeah.
rest.
Not even a short rest. You were, if you
I
go
was just
unconscious,
like
you wake
there.
up
No.
just
Yeah.
Oh no, I said shit rest.
Well,
oh. Mm-hmm.
Hence
thought
the
I was just
exhaustion.
Yep, I've got no healing to do to myself. I'll just kind of pretend nothing happened and walk a bit further down the cave.
Just pretend nothing happens. Don't look at it, and it'll all be okay.
Just bump into it and go.
No,
Sorry,
to be
sorry.
fair, that is right. When you think about it in like horror films, when a person's being stalked, the monster only attacks them when they turn and look. So if you never look, you're fine.
Roll me persuasion. I know you're not saying much, but more for your body language and how you communicate, or performance, either or. But
are you walking away whistling?
No, I'll just kind of be trying to like sort of like persuading him a little bit. I think.
Sorry, I've just got the idea now of a horror movie where it's literally like where it's that moment where they're just about to turn around and look back at them. They go, "Hang on, I know what kind of film I'm in," and just carry on walking.
And the
Yeah.
guys
Like,
and the whatever monster's just like, bruh,
what the fuck do I do now?
what?
Yeah.
11.
as you walk away, you start off feeling a bit confident, and you slowly feel at the back of your brain less and less confident as you walk away.
Ah.
And I am going to need. Where is this? A wisdom saving throw. This one is not at disadvantage because it's a saving throw.
Yep. 8. I've got nothing I can use on this. I don't think have I.
God damn.
In your honest opinion, in character, are your friends coming to save you?
I think they would. I think they feel a bit guilty about what happened and come and get me at some point.
All right. And you are still in your full plate mail, which is hurting your stealth, but you're already exhausted anyway. That does
Yep.
give you an AC of 18. Nothing else on that because do you have a shield out? Do you have a shield? I don't remember.
Let me. I believe I did.
But you had your great sword out last time, so
If I'm a great sword, I should ought to be gone for now then.
well, it would be on your back probably.
Yeah, if you had
Yeah.
your great sword out, you'd have sword and shield with you still currently. Though I don't know if you would have pulled them out or not.
I'm in the lair of a dangerous monster. Let's keep my weapons away, shall we?
I mean, could be trying to pass as not a threat.
Don't go for my shields. If I'm a great sword, my shield to be on my back. So my AC will be 16.
Oh, right, you don't have full plate yet. Right. All right. And with a hit of 20, you drop unconscious.
Yay.
So this was very intentionally non-lethal damage that you took. Like,
Okay.
mild in, mild out of character, you took non-lethal damage. Like, you got hit with, like, the back of an elbow at the back of your head rather than stabbed with a sword through your gut kind of thing.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
And we will leave you here. Gorgor, Flinsire, you are making your way back to the party. As you are rapidly closing the distance and see them up ahead, do you do anything as you close the distance, or do you wait until you've fully arrived?
Do I see Lovey outside?
That has been going on for a little bit now. Lovey's, and, like, she's kind of reached the tail end of that actual
Because-
tea, but they've done that, like, standing around in a circle, saying goodbye as they continue talking for a little bit.
As they're talking, Gorgor with Flintshire on is going to come running up to shouting her name.
It's kind of seeing this like, go. Remember, we still need to think. No need to get everybody worried. So, just let me do the talking. Just get as close to Lovey.
Yeah.
I'm guessing at this point, Lovey's kind of like turned round and just sees
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
barrel.
like, you see-
No, literally, like
Doosh,
the moment I see
As people start to turn and be like, what the fuck?
Lovey's in the middle of this very pleasant conversation over the shoulder. She sees Gorgor stomping in, Flynn on the back.
With no context and no conversation seemingly had, Gorgor immediately stops abruptly and then does like his, back into his poses and shit that he was being taught to do. So yeah, Gorgor's come sprinting, barreling through, just doosh, 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 stops, fixes himself, walks up. But everyone saw the before, so,
Flynn comes flying off of his shoulders when he stops.
No, halfling, look. It's gonna be a 2,
He backflips and makes it look natural.
Oh, shit.
It looks like Gorgor has accidentally launched him, except he pirouettes, backflips, side flips, and then lands on one toe.
Yeah, like 2 foot ahead of me, just lands, like, honest. And then we'll both walk up to Lovey, but obviously everyone saw the sprint.
Hello, is everything okay?
We have a slight report that we needed to make to yourself and Sir Secundus. Would you be available to have this conversation quickly? Is also the Lord of the Manor around? We might need to speak to him as well.
Gorgor will lean over Flynn and just whisper, like, hopefully so only Lovey can hear, but we know what Gorgor. Yeah, you've got take.
Mentally, please don't react aloud. We need to keep this copacetic.
She kind of like nods very slightly, will turn to the rest of the ladies and go, please excuse me, I'm sure this will be sorted very quickly. I really look forward to the wedding. Please don't stress. We will be back shortly. Secunda said he was out hunting. Where perhaps might he be?
Now, his father does have hunting is sometimes slang and sometimes isn't, and we never know which he means. I would check the lodge on the west wing of the house to see if he's preparing to go hunting with some fine drinking and some fine pork and some fine boar, or if he's actually out hunting.
Oh, completely understood. Oh, you know what men are like. Yeah,
Wow.
I understand completely. And I would really like to say I very much so enjoyed tea this afternoon. It was delightful. Then she smiles and kind of
Oh,
looks at me.
of course. Thank you. Anytime, sweetie. Anytime.
Oh, well, hopefully this is the first of many, and I'm sure we'll see each other again. Unless, something were perchance to happen, which I hope not. Secundus and I. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. We really must go. Thank you so much. She's going to look at the others, do like a, let's go, and start walking off towards the lodge.
Hey,
Let's go.
Yeah, sorry for disturbing you. And then we'll follow.
Gogo will just nod.
When we are out of distance, I'm still keeping my voice down low, going, sorry, did I hear you say
Vampire
that?
dragon, yes.
I went follow.
How?
The grass was dying and not healthy, and I was trying to use the magic you taught me, and it wasn't working. So I followed the grass until it got dead, and then a dragon took Dave.
Yeah,
we
I feel
fought
like
we fought it, but it flew off.
For this entire time, Livy's keeping her face very she's not smiling, she's not looking angry. Her face is trying to remain very trying not to cause alarm if anybody spots them, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I mean,
says-
it only attacked Dave. It didn't touch us two, but I hit it.
Go. We are going to have a discussion at another time about wandering off and doing stupid things when we are currently trying to do something for a friend.
Well, I was trying
It was-
I was fixing the grass for the wedding.
Were you asked to fix the gas for the wedding?
I thought it'd be a nice thing.
Okay. So you were not asked, and yet you did. You thought it was a nice thing to do, and we now know that Paladin Dave has been taken by a vampire dragon, which we'll have to talk about a little bit later, about how that apparently is nearby when this family protects their area.
I mean,
Stranger things.
Flynn thinks the grass might be dying because of the.
Probably something to
So-
do with it, but
Why did you go off trying to fix this problem? You've been gone for hours. We
Well-
only saw you a couple of hours ago, and
well-
you knew that we were doing stuff.
The wedding is in like a little
no.
bit. So I followed. I tried to cast magic on the grass by where they've got the thing set up, but it wasn't working. So I thought maybe there was like something causing it. So I followed the grass, and as I was getting closer, Dave.
I feel like there must have been multiple times where you could have turned around and come back, or thought to yourselves.
Well, Flynn,
I mean, Flynn literally
Flynn-
went with them to
Flynn
keep them.
said like once that he wanted to go back, and I said he could, but then he chose not. That was
Yeah,
like
but that
once.
means we should all go back. I'm sorry, guys, but at this point, I feel a little bit like, why? You could have killed. You probably have killed. He's been taken by a dragon.
No,
Did
he's
you not think at any point this was maybe not the best timing? You should all return back, and then we could have maybe done it
Well,
all together.
Yeah, like when the dragon took him.
Bit late then.
But I was
We'll have a
I
I
conversation.
was only
in private.
fixing the grass though. I think the grass
What?
would kill us.
Yeah,
We're
but
trying-
With me.
how far did you travel for this bloody grass? Like, seriously.
few miles.
What? You can't even see 2 miles away from the fucking wedding.
But the problem
At that
was
point,
the
no voice
magic
was
wasn't
being
working on the grass.
Oh, so the whole bit shit about the grass that you've been on about, I was only fixing the grass. By that point, you weren't thinking about the grass anymore.
Well, I was trying to find what was making the grass die because the magic wasn't working when I tried to use the thing that makes the grass look nicer and like plants growing things.
Something was
Oh
something
my
has been
fucking God.
okay. Something has been draining the life out of the surrounding area. The animals in the nearby area where this problem is happening are all dying, being drained of blood.
Oh yeah, there was like a lot of dead animals.
All the animals are dying.
I'm
so
sorry,
something
you're not
to
making
do.
this better for yourselves. Like,
I
you've
think-
done fucked up, right?
Bollocking later. Get the information sorted first.
Yeah, we're walking and talking. I'm sorry.
Yes, but
We're on our way.
yes, like I say, we're on our way, but you're more interested in the moment in bollocking than fixing.
Fix as we get Sir Simpington and we go and kill the fucking dragon and save our friend. Obviously.
Something has been, like I say, something has been doing this. We believe it to be the dragon. It might be something more powerful. Whatever it was getting close. More than likely, that thing was circling for its next meal. More than likely, was probably going to attack the wedding. Also, do you know anything about potential the sun staying at the same point, but the sky getting redder and it looking like the sun's descending, even though it isn't?
No, I've been at an afternoon tea for
No,
a couple of.
I don't mean now. I mean, have you ever heard of anything like it?
Have I ever heard anything like it, DM? Like nature checking in. I know about moons because Hecate, son of moon.
You can roll nature, and with the description, you can have advantage if you guys are collaborating and sharing knowledge on this.
Yep.
Gorgo will be the fountain of knowledge that he is. And word vomit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a terrible roll. 14. I rolled like a 5 and a 9. My nature's really good. Oh. Okay. 14.
With the 14, you don't know the specific phenomenon. Especially given all the different regions, you don't know if it might just be more natural to here. Might, like, you might know your nature better than this nature.
Could I also maybe assume that this could just been like an illusionary effect or something? Like knowing a bit about nature magic, like could it be that maybe they were near hallucinogenic mushrooms or like something coughed in it could be literally anything at this point, but I don't
That
know.
would be an investigation part. You could maybe assume that depending, though to see through that or not would be investigation on their part. That said, the information you do know, if this isn't an illusion, if this is what's happening, something very, very, very powerful is at play. Like something that is warping and perverting nature in such a fashion that's not done by like an average goblin with like a matchstick.
No, this is something higher.
Yeah. Other question: with us getting further and further away from what was going on, what's happened to the effect now that we're getting further away? Has it gone back to normal skies and everything?
Yeah, like the sun has moved as time has gone on, regardless. But
did it at some point jump from being directly overhead, like it had been the time we'd been there, to suddenly?
Part of it directly overhead it was conveniently noon. But yeah, it's the sun did move independently. You just had it looked like sunset in that direction. It looked like the sun was setting in that direction, except for the part where the sun wasn't there.
Okay. And when was that? Remind me again, DM.
As you move further away, the sky it seemed like a very red sunset in that direction, and the further you got away, the more it returned to natural blue skies just over distance.
Okay. So yes, all of that information is passed to Lovey.
I think maybe if we were to find Secundus, have a chat with him, maybe see if he's ever experienced something similar to this before, because he lives quite near, doesn't he? So maybe either it's something that he was used to or it's been around in the last 6 months. Does that make sense? Since he's left.
Which is why I hope to try and make sure that his father was also present for the conversation.
Oh yeah, they'll all be at the lodge or out on a hunt. I'm sure if we could try and get them there. Let's go. Still in character though, guys. Remember, we still don't want to make this bad for Sir Simpington. Let's be good.
Why I hope to try and get the information, try and get it so Simpington can come with us. Shade is going to stay behind because obviously we can't jeopardize him on the eve of his wedding. No matter how much he wishes to ride out and go and defend his bride's honor, we do not want to ruin his day.
I agree, but I do not think it is our decision. I know that sounds really, really bad. We can say we'll go fix it. Completely agree. But if it is that, like, because of the story is obviously that he is this great and powerful protector, and so Simpington is a second son who is literally terrible. Even though, like, something's a bit weird about all this, like, his dad was really descriptive and kind of, like, very proud. It didn't seem like a fake pride of his son, Jade. We'll just have to see what happens, I guess. If it's like a reputation thing, he has to go, then we might have to babysit.
Oh, well, we'll just do the opposite. We just make it so we play his pride up so much that he could not be there to damage the thing.
We'll sort it.
Yeah.
Think on our feet. That's what we do most of the time, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much why I've been planning this on the way back.
Oh, fun.
I've been planning on his feet.
Oh, look, there's the lodge. Just up
Time
ahead.
skip.
I thought I'd help. You know, it was there.
As you guys arrive, you can already hear some loud music emanating from the lodge. You can already smell a bit of alcohol and smoke on the air.
I will dramatically burst through the door.
You come upon Secundus, Shade, and Simpington Sr. all sat about a bit in various states of comfort.
I love how stay in character bursts straight into the man's meeting.
I'm playing that as like the distressed woman card, if that makes the damsel is literally what I'm going to go for. Oh, Secundus! I will literally throw myself at him at this point and begin weeping.
And from Secundus's perspective, they burst through. You know your dad has this lodge, and it's kind of just his procrastination lodge, for lack of a better term. Like, sometimes he does go actually hunting, and sometimes, you know, like, your family does do their job well. Just sometimes they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go out hunting, and you guys just kind of, like, have a night in.
The man
Get
cave.
to the hunting lodge and then the whiskey's open. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even like an intentional, like, oh, we're going hunting, and then you don't go hunting. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go hunting, we're just gonna pregame a bit, we're gonna get some food in us first. Sun's already setting.
It sounds like a man cave.
Yeah, man cave. It was a little bit like man cave.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna have a few pre-hunt shots and fair enough.
Yeah, and then suddenly you're... And what level you participate in is entirely up to you, but it's your dad seems to enjoy it. It's a very wholesome night in, aside from the part where, like, it's definitely not what you're supposed to be doing.
You would have had a few drinks, but you wouldn't have got loaded.
Yeah.
There's a wedding
And
that's
Lovey
happening.
bursts through the door and throws herself upon you, and yeah, it seems like it's probably like a pseudo-bachelor party for Shade as well, where it's just like, hey, you're getting married in a few hours, let's have a few drinks, let's have a bit of a rest, see how it's going.
You don't want to get too pissed because you'll end up embarrassing yourself at the wedding. You know, the usual. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also like faking stuff, so he doesn't want to forget that. Yeah.
Oh.
So, given that Lovey is going to just burst in and slightly in tears, apologies for our interruption, sirs, but we have found a bit of an incident in the outlands nearby.
Is it another goblin incursion? What's happening over there?
There is a vampiric dragon.
Look, Dave.
Oh, what?
A vampiric dragon. Sirs.
So a dragon that's a vampire.
Yes.
Yeah, it
So
kind of,
everyone's just kind of looking around confused at this point, like, okay.
it nearly ate Dave whole and then took him.
Dave. Oh.
Lovey will slightly begin weeping and sobbing at this point, but very quietly, if that makes sense. Distress.
Enough to make background noise, but not to actually interfere with the conversation.
Exactly.
And Flynn said that you were the only one strong enough to deal with it, Simpington. So Lovey said to come and get you.
Well,
I made an assumption there, Michael, but I thought
I'm looking back of like the bullshit did I say that?
I'm making the assumption because that sounds like a bard thing.
Yes, there was bard thing I was about to do.
Oh, do it as well. Good.
It was more on the lines of I was going to say we should wish to head out and try and remove this creature before it poses more disruptions to the wedding. Actually, I've been thinking that the wedding is tomorrow. It is tomorroor, right? It's not like
It's
later
today.
this evening.
I thought it was today, later this evening.
Sunset.
I can't remember. I didn't know which one it was.
Sunset.
Late this evening.
Like this
Yeah.
evening. Well, we did not wish to disturb the proceedings, but hopefully we can kill this. We can defeat this creature before it shows up during the proceedings tonight. We hoped you would have any knowledge of where such creature was, and hopefully we could go and pursue it before it disturbs you all.
You saw where it went, didn't
I mean, went out I went out for quite a distance. It went into the mountains somewhere. Is there anything nearby you know of the mountains? Place large enough for something? My guess would be an adult-sized dragon.
Could I be DM whilst this conversation's all going on? I'm imagining that I've thrown myself at Secundus, and I am literally, but despite weeping, I'm going to keep an eye on Chade and just see if his like expression changes or anything like that. I'd want to
Okay.
see if something on his face literally looks a bit panicked with what he's hearing, but not like the usual panic, more in a like, oh shit, I've been found out kind of way. Do you know what I mean? If that would
You
be
can absolutely roll insight if that's what you're asking.
Yes, please. I just didn't want to say, can I roll insight?
No, I totally understand.
So, like, buried a face in Secundus's thing will just kind of look over at Jade as it's described.
Peering round, like hugging, crying, but peeking round his head just to keep an eye.
Yeah,
out.
exactly. Trying to.
But say,
keep
I
up.
would be doing. I would also would like to have done an insight as well before you joined in on that.
24. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just thought.
No.
Thematic.
Literally, I was about to ask the exact same thing. Can I make an insight while this is happening?
Gorgor fails to uphold his poshness as he rolled a 6.
I think as soon as he started talking, everyone went, oh, yeah. Bless. Oh, it's
So starting with Fonsire.
Mhm.
Reading his face, it is a very mixed message of emotions. There's a lot going on. There's, loveys come bursting in. He's a little inebriated as it starts. Like there's a lot going on. There's someone's burst in. People are talking nonsense about mythological creatures that shouldn't exist, perversions of nature. A lot of him is just trying to process all of the different pieces clicking together. Like there's this is happening. So much has happened so fast. There's been so much information. It's hard to really read everything of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Say.
Oh.
And he's not trying to hide much of his emotions either. A lot of it's just him there's some level of calculating there where he's trying to understand, okay, what are these people saying? What does it translate to? Like, maybe they saw this type of creature, maybe they saw this type of thing. Are they trying to just upset the wedding? Is this real? There's a lot of almost counter insight checks being thrown back and forth.
Do you want me to
Of
roll
him just trying to understand what's going on, how credible you guys are.
Do you want me to roll persuasion for that?
I mean, sure. And yeah, like there's a lot of credibility in what you're saying. Some of it just is very fantastical. Like a dragon, sure, a vampire dragon on the eve of his wedding. Starting to sound a little fishy, but he's giving you guys the benefit of the doubt at the very least. Lovey. The same sentence.
Sorry?
The same sentence.
The same sentence.
The same thing I just
The
told Michael.
16 was also the
okay.
24.
Yeah. That's fine. I'll keep an eye and just make sure, and I'll have a look at his dad as well, just see, because originally I think her suspicions were with the dad anyway.
All right, yeah, go for it. That's going to be a fresh roll.
kind of her face buried, and she kind of looks up through her lashes at the dad.
And I will say that that is a bit of a later throw, like that is. You studied the first one, and in the time you studied the first one, things could have been lost on the second one. Like, it's hard to study two people at once in the same moment that are sitting across from each other.
Also, she's kind of like cuddling, so Singleton, she's going to have to look like and adjust herself in order to look at two people, if that makes sense. Like she's got to move. Yeah.
Which is definitely impacting the difficulty, the execution. And you do see a lot across his face. There's a lot more suspicion on his face than understanding.
Got it.
A little caught off guard, a little confused as to why you're bursting in here, why you're interrupting this. What are you trying to gain by interrupting this? Like, what are you... He's a little bit less believing on a lot of the stories being told. Like, obviously, he's not going to think you guys are outright lying. He's just trying to... He's more wondering what your angle is, what your goal is, what's happening.
More cynical.
Yeah.
This is credible.
But they both look you over, and they're both just trying to think as well. Again, there's kind of insight checks going back and forth on this one. Go ahead. Was somebody saying a thing, or?
No.
Oh, no.
All right. And yeah, while you guys are throwing this all around, there is a lot of consideration going on. So they've stolen your friend, so it's fed then, or do you still think it's a threat to the wedding, or?
I think if it's not going to be I don't know if it's going to be a threat currently to the wedding. It may come back for seconds, but currently you do have a dragon on the border of your territory, on the border of your lands, that is hungry for people.
You were in the servants' quarters.
No, we were out in the gardens.
I was gonna. I was trying to fix grass because it was dying by where the wedding's meant to be, and then following the grass for a bit was getting worse. And I was because my magic wasn't working, or at least not very well. And we were looking for the source of where it came from, and then that is when the dragon.
Something was draining the life from the area. The second anything was being created using magic or force to grow, it was being drained immediately. We thought to try and see what was causing this and followed it, trying to follow it to its source. And we ended up coming across a sunset during the day. Kind of like, I will describe what happened, and then, as we say, this dragon. Well, we found creatures dead on the ground that seem to have been drained of all life and energy. This dragon appeared, attacked. Whenever it landed an attack, it seemed to drain some life through its bite, and then it took Dave, headed off towards the mountains. We came back to warn everyone, and then be prepared to go and hopefully rescue our companion. I think you would prefer to have such knowledge ahead of time rather than possibly crashing your wedding this evening.
I'll look over to Dad, Father. Like, what's he looking like? Is it like this again? This suspicion that I'm crashing the wedding kind of thing.
There is a little bit of. It's a very mixed emotion, but you've kind of begun to interpret it as disappointment. Like to anyone else, it's not, but it's more of just the like. you show up and immediately there's dragons at the wedding, there's chaos ensuing, there's people barging through doors, just very much that, like, why can't you be normal from his perspective kind of thing.
Aw.
And it's not just permanently, like, a scowling on his face, and he doesn't, like, dislike you or anything, it's more of just, like, we were having this nice little
Exasperation.
sit, we were just having some drinks, we were having some smokes, and this happens. Just, and you just kind of, like, there is that little bit of blame on you, and in fairness, it is your companions who brought this, but
Yeah, he just Sensitive will be a bit sad and just be like, I wish he hadn't gone and found this danger. Don't put the wedding off on our behalf. I need to go and find Dave. He's a good, solid heart, even if.
Paladin Dave. It's Paladin Dave.
We're
Fuck
not
off.
getting into that bullshit right now.
You hear that in your mind and you're talking.
I'm the only telepathic one here. Fuck off.
that you know of, he could have been turned into a mind flayer while you were gone.
And you know
Yeah,
what?
someone knocked him out.
No,
He can
no, not
mind, he
telepathic
can
with
mind his
everybody
fucking
heads.
business and flare the fuck off.
But I say, do you want Saban or not? So, yeah, it would be like, so we'll go. Hopefully, we'll kill it and be back for the party. But I don't want to ruin it, and it seems they've inadvertently ruined it a bit. So I'll go and fix it and be like to sort of slump off a bit and like go get his armor and stuff.
Well, I'm certain we could look into this after the wedding. Like, I'll happily ride out with you guys in a few days' time once we've.
If there's a chance that Dave's still alive, it makes sense to go now. And as we were discussing, Father, you wanted protection for the wedding. We might as well go and be proactive about it.
If that is what you wish to do with your time, I will not begrudge you going off. I simply.
From Lovey's perch, I don't know. Will whisper in his ear. I think the best course of action. I know Dave could still be alive, but if you don't go to the wedding, I feel like they might see this to be a fanciful tale, you know. And she's keeping her voice real low. So
That's why we
hopefully
need to bring back a head. I'll just whisper back, and like we sort of want. I'll just would like sort of guide her out.
I'll go.
One time, Gabriel's like fucking plan is needed. Is like
Yep.
Mhm.
one time we need to bring back a head.
That's the plan.
We need.
He's not here.
That's just Carl saying. We need someone to protect a dragon. He'll turn up in 3 seconds flat.
Usually about right, yeah.
Oh no, we have a dragon that needs to do. Boom.
I can't. No.
Oh God.
So are we going? Are we leaving the cabin lodge thing now?
I was heading back to the room to the apartments to get.
You're
my
all
stuff.
come with, obviously, because yeah, we've been led away. I'm guessing the
Alright.
others follow out. Or
As you guys are gearing up to head out of the lodge and such, there is a pause as they kind of like look back and forth between each other and think for a little bit. Or eventually Sir Chade steps up. I will stay back. I will make sure the wedding goes as planned. I will defend any if the dragon gets past your senses. And I will make sure that everyone here remains safe. I think between myself and Father, we should at least be able to repel the thing if it does exist and if it does come to fighting. Good luck retrieving your friend, and if it goes poorly, it's been good having you as a brother.
Thank you, brother. We'll kill it.
I do feel bad that I cannot ride out with you, but even if I did, I worry what might happen here if things came past. I think it is better I serve as the last line of defense. And think of what Father might do if I left my own wedding.
Yes, you need to do what you need to do. This is the part of problem caused by my companions. I think us companions need to solve it.
And also, Secundus is more than man enough to take on a dragon. And she'll literally leave at this point, just like out the door, giving. I'm sorry, at this point, like, this whole brotherly love thing is bullshit. He's like, oh, I'll be the snobby brother.
I'd say, mentally, you couldn't help but stir the pot, could you?
No.
I don't hear a
You
response.
can't respond. So she just gives him a little like grin at this point and a wink as she kind of like begins heading off to the rooms to go and get changed. Get her stuff.
I guess because you need a little bit of comedy relief at this point. It's like when they're walking off, I'd be like, "What do you think I'm going to do to the dragon?"
Like, kill it.
What?
You made it sound weird.
I meant to kill it. Where did your mind go?
Well, man enough is not.
Yeah.
Chade's
Sorry.
not like that anyway. Chade
Well, I
Chade
mean,
is like a philanthropist. He isn't a warrior.
yeah, so it's not like he was ever going to do it because.
Well,
Yeah,
he's got his
honest.
other uses.
Yeah,
Oh,
but from the other side of things, I do understand because obviously this is your family, but they were making it sound like you were pathetic, like this was some big sob story in order to steal the limelight away from your brother on his big day. And
They-
do not worry, Sim. You know, Simpington is just.
Oh yes, my parents are dicks, but it wasn't Chade.
Oh no, Chade was being exactly the same. How did you
Really,
not see it?
He really wasn't then, actually.
Oh, I'm
No.
sorry. So if someone was to say to you, "Oh, sorry, Flynn Sire, but you know what? If this thing is real and or you get your friend back and everything's okay, but if it's real, don't worry. And if you die, you've been a great brother." What the fuck is up with that? Like, it's so strange. I certainly hope that none of you would say, "Oh, if we die today, you've been great, Lovey. Love you lots. Bye bye." You know?
Don't
That's
worry,
insane.
Lovey. We won't tell you that.
Oh, my dick.
It's the same thing. That's just that's a brotherly level of being a dick.
Yeah,
so
but it's just
are we?
very strange.
So
we'll go back
how
to the
are
room.
we going to find a dragon if you didn't see where it went?
Well, I'm sure I can get a map of the area. Surely, if you go to where, if you can sort of locate a rough spot where Dave was,
We can,
then find the direction the dragon went off to, then surely we can sort of triangulate a bit of a thing on the map.
we have some
Well, did you
idea of
see
where
it?
it was going.
All the dead bodies?
Yes, but it was every dead body, so
Yeah, because I could follow the grass like I was doing. I can show you what was wrong, and
we
then Flynn was the one that found ears and stuff, so he can put these out. And then not far after that is where Dave's blood is.
Yeah, but
Unless it
at
like
the end. But with animals, right? They have like hunting grounds. This is a specific area where they hunt. Like it will either be in a circular location around where they are. It tends to be near water because obviously they need to drink. I'm pretty sure dragons might be the same. You know, they will have
This-
specific hunting patterns. Can we not utilize that?
yes, it hunts anything big enough to satisfy the fact that it is a vampire dragon. I don't think
So-
water's its primary thing. I'm thinking any animal.
Like, how are we going to find a fucking dragon in the mountains then before the wedding so that Sir Simpington could basically be like, look, told you there was a dragon and drop a dragon head on the main table because that would be brilliant.
You
big-
know, that's still a level of faux pas.
I'm sorry. I know you love your family and everything, but how? Sorry. Secundus, Sir Simpington. I don't know why I'm still calling you by your actual name. Do you want to prove to them that
I
you
do. What Flynn is saying, and I think you haven't grasped this. Why they don't like me is I just seem to bring problems to them. Like
And
if I wander in bloody with a dragon head and ruin the wedding, it's
But
not
isn't
going
that-
to help matters.
but isn't that like you fix the forest because
yeah, but
because he couldn't do it?
But it's at that point showing up that not just the brother, but the entire family at the wedding. It is
No,
a much better thing to just have the head round the side and just go, father, brother, that thing that we discussed earlier, yes. Come round here, lift the head, lift the cover over the top, show the head, and keep it out of the way so we don't overshadow the wedding.
So what we're going to do is basically, I know we've obviously been lying a lot, but instead we're going to make this even worse. Like, they are lying to the people. They're not protecting the area. I'm not getting down that conversation anyway. What I'm saying is, yes, it was a little bit of a faux pas and a little bit out there and everything, but at the end of the day, why shouldn't he get the praise?
He can
All
get
it'll
the
be
that's
is
I
they
won't get
get
the praise. It's just nobility. There's a certain rhythm and rhyme to it. You can't just.
You don't think I don't know about nobility? I served a family of nobles. Well, actually, a lovely lord and lady.
and it doesn't really matter whether it's nobility or not. You could be the level of commoner, but it's still doing something to show your greatness at your your sibling's wedding does not go down well. It's like proposing at somebody else's wedding. Just don't do it.
I know I've got a strange family, but trying to avenge myself against them it's not the way of doing this.
Precisely. We come back, we show them in a polite way that just, hey, look, we weren't wrong. Here's the problem. And also the fact is, they're
So,
saying about
Lovey,
how
you look over here, you can see how the grass is like starting to die and stuff. And I did the magic that you showed me to like make it better, but it doesn't work.
okay. I'm about to say, I'm just there like just okay, Google.
Hello?
Oh, there
Hello.
we go.
Yeah, I keep the way he's saying deGrasse. I'm like, is he fixing Neil deGrasse Tyson? That's all I can think of.
Hello?
New
Can
character.
No,
you
we can
hear
hear,
me
Hello.
now?
we can hear you
Yes.
now.
Is
Hello?
it me you're looking for?
I
No.
think.
Did you
What-
actually?
what-
Actually,
I heard
did I
you,
just-
Gorgor just kind of derailed you.
Yeah, I was speaking and then Google just boom
Yep.
through. It's like, thanks.
Okay. I literally don't know what's just been said. So yeah. Okay.
Hello?
Google just overrode what I said and just go, look, Luffy, the grass, look how it's dead. I tried to do the magic thing to make it better and it didn't work. See, I wasn't wrong.
So what part of me speaking? Oh, okay. No, I know you weren't wrong, Gorgor. I'm pretty sure that this family is covering a big secret. At the end of the day,
Hey,
the thing that you mentioned, if it is about the moon, the sun being strange and not appearing, if you guys literally didn't get smacked in the face with some weird pollen,
some
that is a powerful
pollen.
magic. Sorry?
Pollen.
Yeah, the stuff that's in flowers.
I don't remember getting hit with it.
No, there was unless there was something out there in flowers that decided to make that decided to hide itself by pretending to be dead. I don't think we're dealing with plants. So yes, it is probably very powerful magic.
Meaning this problem existed prior to us returning to site. So in the last, ever since you've left, Secundus, it seems like this thing's turned up, right? So why are they making out like it's your fault? Honestly.
They're not. They're not.
Yes,
Father spoke to me about this. He wanted me to guard the wedding, but you think of the context here. I am the black sheep of the family. I've gone away. I worshipped a demon. I come back on the day of the wedding.
why?
Exactly. That's what they're asking.
No, I mean, why are you the black sheep of the family?
Because he doesn't follow the main god that they serve, and
Because he
instead worships
because he
Glacia.
wanted to have sex with a demon.
Devil.
Devil, technically.
Devil.
But no,
Because
I
he
get
wanted to have sex with a devil.
Okay, so let me explain something to you. I've been listening in on the, the ladies all afternoon. Did you know how the wedding party met? Honestly,
Yes.
they met
What?
well before. The princess literally
Yes.
said to me that they've met so many times before, and on that day, for some reason, she saw him and fell deeply in love. That's fucking weird. Like, even lust, I completely agree with. You can fall in lust with someone at the first instance, but love is deeper. Love goes strong. It's not a love at first sight type of thing.
Have you considered that she's just trying to romanticize a arranged marriage?
I did think this, but then, perchance, why is it that your brother, and this is no offense on your brother, but you are so much hotter than your brother is. Why is it everyone's like, oh, he's the handsomest man in all the land? He has zero charm.
I always just thought it was his sort of self-confidence and
He has zero
ability
self-confidence.
to listen to people.
So your abilities were non-existent. Like, I know that you have a bit of a crush on Glacia and you're into her, but why? What drove you to that point? You must have been a child who was second in every way for you to look towards the devil to get your jollies.
His name is literally Secundus.
Exactly.
That's not.
Fucking weird.
That's a issue. That's issues waiting to be thing. Honestly, if you weren't the black sheep, it would be surprising.
I know, right? Like, it's almost a play-by-play, a written story. Secundus.
And they don't
Something-
hate me. Like, they clearly don't hate me. They wanted
No.
me here. Father wanted me to be at the wedding. He just was. I bought a band of mercenaries, and he wanted you guys to stand not you, Lovey. You obviously my companion, but they wanted the rest of you to stand out a guard.
Yeah.
Because I showed up, the devil worshipping black sheep of the families showing up with a band of mercenaries. It's not usual.
So we need Dave back then because we're supposed to guard the wedding.
What we need to do is we need to kill the dragon, get Dave back, bring back the head. I will go along with the plan of secretly smuggling it away so that they can do this. And
it's not a secret. It's just on the
Dropping
down low.
Just
subtle.
Don't walk in and just drop it on the main
There's
table.
nothing. No,
It's
I'm
not
not.
a secret. If they don't tell the truth, that's a secret. But that's fine. I'm happy to go along with that plan. This is all about you at the end of the day.
To be honest, Father will probably show everybody the dragon head, but it's just not showing it, dumping it in the middle of the wedding.
No, so if he shows everybody the dragon head and then says that you did it, I will
Yes, he
take
will.
every single thing that I said, and I will even do something of your choice. But at the end of the day, let's just go fucking kill a dragon, save our friend, and save your relationship with your family because it's weird. We'll do it.
Okay,
More than
deal.
Deal. Okay? And if they don't, you get to do something for me. Deal?
He's already made the deal.
No, he made his side of the deal. I'm now.
Deal again.
Nope, you
You two agreed to the terms.
You agreed to the terms. You'll do something.
You did
if his
say
family...
deal.
Yeah.
Oh, all right then. I'll do something if his family agrees to it, and if they don't, I am still gonna.
You don't have to.
Like, it's fucking stupid. I'll tell you so. I'm not gonna lie. I will completely say I will told you so.
Mm-hmm. But
So
he's
she'll
not on
go
the
to
hook to do
this.
anything.
But yeah, so I'll start leading the people.
No. Once we've grabbed all of our shit.
We're already way past that with how long this conversation's been, Michael.
Yeah.
We are in the garden. We are
You guys are making
going.
great time.
We've already gone.
Yeah. I thought, yeah, yeah. By the time she's been shouting at me and I've been putting the armor on, it's probably like time to.
I was just making sure we had actually got to that point.
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
No, I thought you guys were stood still right outside the lodge.
But no, Gorgo will try to retrace his steps following the grass. So I'm gonna follow the dead grass. Try and get back to where we were.
Between the two of us, we lead them back to where we were beforehand.
Yeah.
Well, so Simpleton will be like, well, surely the most efficient way is to try and triangulate where the dragon's gone to.
Well, I remember that the dragon went off like on my left, and I remember where I was when he. So if we can get back there, then I can stand where I was and just look left.
Flint's higher.
To do something, maybe. Just asking.
I don't know what Lovey's asking, and triangulating means we'd have to know where it went from 2 different locations. We only know the one.
Do you have anything currently in this room? Sir Simpington, Secundus, I don't know what to call you anymore. See?
Secundus. I don't.
Secundus.
Yes.
Do you have anything that's like moon paraphernalia or anything like that worth about 25 gold pieces?
I assume so. What kind of paraphernalia was it?
Anything to do with moons, Hecate, goddesses. I'm assuming like beautiful women will kind of count as well, because Hecate is obviously the mother, the maiden, and the matron.
Would you be okay with that, Ash? We did establish he's got loads of weird esoteric shit. Like,
I mean, I definitely think you would have something in your room that's representative of hot women worth at least 25 gold pieces.
yeah, I thought that was safe to assume, but I just wanted to check.
I can cast a spell that will essentially and ask a question, basically that I will get some better understanding about.
Go
So
ahead.
could ask where the dragon is, and fingers crossed. A specific, it would have to be almost like a specific phrase, because what I might get back might be a bit weird. So we might need to decode it, if that makes sense.
Well, you could say, how do we get on the path to find Dave the Paladin, or how do we find Dave the Paladin, as opposed to where is Dave the Paladin?
I like that. I really do like that. That's very clever. If you guys are happy for me to do this.
Yeah, I will. Out of character, I'm just going to say I'll leave you guys to figure that out, because the dogs are going ballistic if you can hear. So
He's okay. He's good.
He's still a good boy. He's just going chaotic.
So it's more, how do we find Paladin Dave, and what is the most direct route? Or is that two? That sounds like 2 questions. What is the most direct route to finding Paladin Dave?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Or how do we find Paladin Dave in the quickest possible way?
like I said, I know where to go to get back to where we fought the dragon. Go from there, because Flynn said it saw him go to. So if we then hit the mountains from there, then we should be able to find him.
I mean, just FYI, this does take away my biggest spell, but I literally only prepared 2 spells of that, and those are my prepared. I've not done it. Okay. Do you want me to do this? I can do a little divination, if that would help.
I mean,
That's good to me.
Yeah.
I was always told not to like cast a lot of spells because.
Yes, but I somehow have not prepared any spells other than this one and another one, which are almost like gifted to me by Hecate, and neither of them would really be appropriate in a combat scenario.
Oh, okay. Can I help?
Oh, of course. Do you want me to show you what I'm going to do?
Yeah, I'll help you cast your div that the spell.
Divination. Divination.
Divination.
I can't wait for Gorgor to end up with so much intelligence that he's not allowed to be a muscle wizard anymore.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get this DM off Ash one day and just be like, look, with the times here, just take wizard for fuck's sake.
Lovey has
So-
educated you too far. You may no longer be a muscle wizard.
Yeah, just the pop-up comes. Once you go past this point, you may no longer return. Are you okay with this?
So basically, Lovey starts rooting around in Secundus's drawers looking for incense. He was a weird kid. I'm imagining he has incense somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He calls them his mood candles, but you know.
Oh yeah, like he thought he was going to get so many ladies in here. Like I can imagine there's like a drawer full of stocked of very strange things.
And a guy in the back of the tavern that once told him he could use this to summon the glacier and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah. You see, it's the esoteric. He would have had some,
So yeah, she'll set up.
fragrances from the east.
She'll be like, "Oh, do you mind moving this chaise lounge just over there? I need to look this space if that's okay, dear." Not dear. I meant like dear as in
Yes,
darling.
of course, of course.
And then sit on the ground with her like her legs crossed and everything, and beckon for Gorgor to do the same. Like sit down.
Yeah.
And then we'll begin setting up like between the two of them, this hot lady imagery, I guess, that she's got from Stardust to be like Hecate.
Does this consume the porn collection, or is it
Oh no!
just used as a focus?
Secundus!
I need basically incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion. Together worth at least 25 gold pieces, which the spell consumes. You're not getting your.
You're consuming his entire
You're
porn
making
collection.
it.
Oh no!
Oh no, that's not.
Oh.
No, that's not the entire porn collection.
Oh, is it
Is it
not?
just?
Oh, this is just.
It's just one sexy statue of probably many. But
Oh no!
Just a monster,
That was a
actually.
limited edition. Damn it!
yeah, it might be like, oh, this is like an Eastern fertility symbol. That's why I have it.
She just kind of looks at him, looks at the clear like statuette of a naked woman. No judgment. Place it in the middle, and as the kind of like the incense begins to drift around this form, she kind of like Gorgor opposite will lock eyes with him, and then close her eyes, and basically will cast divination in order to reach out to Hecate to an answer to the question, as discussed with Secundus, which I think was how do we find oh my god, Paladin Dave and the in the quickest possible way. That was what it was. Would you like
Yeah.
me to put the spell in? There we go. Divination.
All right.
No more. I'm more than happy to RP it if you like.
I'm just. So the question is, where is he, or how do you reach him, or give me a little bit on the wording?
How do we reach him in the quickest possible way?
That's an interesting question.
Oh, it doesn't say fucking fly, does it? I've just realised. Just gives the mode of transport. Fuck.
That was.
I mean, the GM offers a truthful reply. The reply may be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. So
Yeah.
it can't be to like fly because that's monkey's paw. It has to be something like it can be literally anything. You can mangle it all you want, but it has to kind of lead us in that direction, right?
No, I get that. I get that. Mhm.
I mean, if you want to, that's perfectly fine.
It isn't though, is it? Let's just be honest.
I'm just thinking of. Some of it is again like this is one of those spells that's supposed to be a very precise spell while being a very. You've asked a very specific question as well.
Hmm.
fastest way to get to Paladin Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Take the horses to the manor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Take
Very
the
concise
horses.
instructions.
Take the horses to the manor.
Yeah, take Hecate. Well, something told me take the horses to the manor. It's
So
already.
So does that mean the dragons like live in your house, Simpy? And Dave's like in the basement.
Oh, you're a fucking genius. Sorry.
I know. Thank you. You're smart too.
Oh, Google, you're such a good friend.
So let's go to the stables and then take the horses to the manor.
Okay.
It can't be Chade or your father though, because you've been with them, right, this entire time.
But what if it's just like a dragon that has just moved in, like a friend or
Like the princess?
You sure
prince?
manor
Look.
doesn't mean like the dragon's house? Like that's just like esoteric
Manor-
language.
Dragons
Yeah,
live
but
in
manor is
dragons live in caves.
Well, I
Yeah.
know that. I just mean like flowery, like.
And literally every time we've spoken about this place, you've calling it the manor. Nothing else. It's the manor. I think the manor was specific. Like she's telling
Well,
us something.
okay, I trust it. Let's get the horses and.
Take it to the manor.
Mhm.
Okie dokie. I was still saying in dress just in case we don't move anywhere and in case we have like a wedding thing. I'll say in my.
I'm gonna run.
Okay.
I'll run alongside you.
What? Why won't you ride a horse? Okay, we can sort this out another time. But if you want to.
Yeah. I'm fast. Run.
Yes, Dave's in peril now. We need to. Yes, we'll sort that
Let's
out
go.
later.
Let's go to Anna.
Let's all go to the lobby.
You can
Oh,
ride
yeah.
a wench. You can ride a horse.
Oh my god. We don't know what he was doing in the House of Ill Repute. To be fair.
Yeah, no, he didn't get knocked out. He got the blindfold put back on. It's gonna be like some fucking hazing ritual your family's got that you don't know about yet.
He might not be my family. Like, you're very, very anti my family.
No, I'm just pointing out your family is
Weird.
unique. Unique.
Ooh, dragon.
Oh, whoa, Chad. So yeah, Anna.
To the manor.
Hey.
Okay. So you go to the manor directly? Or were you guys going? Because you guys did mention going to the stables, but
Yeah,
It's
I would go to the
whichever
stables.
way.
I would follow the instructions to the letter. I would
Yeah.
go to the stables, get the horses, take them to the manor.
And I'm just following, best as I can.
okay, just making sure. Yeah. So you guys just sat out front or in the backyard or?
Oh, so we've done it. We've taken the horses to the manor. We've done it. I would take them to the front. Like, we'd just go to the front of the manor with the horses.
Okay.
I was gonna say the problem is the Rose is gone.
Yeah, that was Rose picked creative timing.
That's Well, while Rose is away, I will, because I'm not on a horse, I will start looking for like dragon-sized holes and maybe places a dragon. Oh, because it's important.
Yep. So the party is sat in front of the manor, generally on horses.
Well, yeah. So I will look for places where it's big enough for a dragon.
Okay. Roll me perception while you look around for a dragon hole.
Does he get any glory by looking for this dragon hole?
I look for the glorious dragon hole. It's an 8. What I
No glory, no glory, unfortunately.
But-
You do
but-
see a fairly just open plain in front of you.
but I do see a hole though.
No, unfortunately, I mean,
Fuck.
the front door of the manor does seem fairly large. Hard for you to judge exact sizes, but you're like, it's more than big enough for you to walk through it, and that's just one of the doors.
But obviously I saw the dragon, so is it like not big enough for a dragon?
Roll me a history check and then an investigation check.
History. -1. Fuck.
You sat there and you're like, the dragon was pretty big, but the doors are pretty big. Both things are pretty big. And that's about as far as you're getting on that train of thought.
-1. Holy shit. That's bad. Is there any places Sigun that we could look? Avi finishes.
Alright, do I know any like geographical, geological features that would like make me think, yeah, oh yes, there could be a dragon underneath a fucking mansion?
I mean, you've played in a lot of places in your childhood, but it's a hard sell. Like to just open up the earth and just put a dragon underneath the house or something.
No, like secret door button, like
You don't remember finding your way into any secret little passages or anything when you were younger. Like you did play around a lot, and there were some like little like cupboards, little like uh, you know, smaller sheds and stuff, but nothing like that.
Hmm.
Nothing a dragon could just like happily waltz down, and if it could, you would have probably spotted it doing so.
welcome back, Rose, on your shitty timing.
Welcome
we
back,
needed you.
Rose.
We needed you, goddammit.
I needed to pay.
We're at the manor. We need to find a hole.
Okay.
Entire party just popped down at the front door with the horses and was like, "We don't know the rest of the plan."
Oh, what? I didn't get any more back. I literally got that back.
Fuck's sake.
Um,
I've
Okay.
looked around for a dragon hole. The front door is about the closest Skorgul found.
There's no one like approaching, is there? Like, there's no one like off in the distance or.
yeah, if we have a little bit of a look around, what are we seeing?
You're kind of just at the front porch of the manor. It's wide. It's
Take the horses to the manor. Take the horses to the manor. Hmm. Horse to the manor. We were on the horses. Oh my god.
What?
Literally all she said was take the horses to the manor.
Yeah, and got the horses.
So what did we say? What was the fastest way to get to Paladin Dave?
What I said is what is the most direct route to Paladin Dave in the quickest possible way? And it was take the horses to the manor, meaning Paladin Dave's here, not the dragon.
Oh, so Dave's like inside.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
So shall we go inside?
I was thinking is someone maybe found him and is bringing them to him here. That's all I could think of.
Oh god, okay. So you said that you saw this weird tree thing and then the grass was gone and there was loads of dead animals. I've asked literally what's the quickest possible way to reach Paladin Dave, and we got told to take the horses to the manor. Is there anything that, having a look around, can I see anything that's like pointing at a direction with it, getting closer to sunset? Is it that something lights up, glowing, and points in a certain way? Just having a little bit of a look around.
I think Gorgor would be the one to notice this one. From Gorgor's perspective, getting the horses seemed a much slower route to getting to the manor than just walking to the manor. So if the advice was to take the horses to the manor, then that was supposed to be the quickest route. Gorgor is pretty certain that this was not the quickest route to the manor.
Huh?
Oh, is there like another manor that we don't know? Secret?
Was it take the horses to the man, or
that is clutching at straws, Rose.
Yeah, take the horses to the manor. That was actually what was said.
Well, we found him.
So you were saying that Gorgors realised that this wasn't the route we should have taken, and
is
there was
slow.
another route to the manor.
well, did we have we come all the way around the outside of the manor to get here?
Yeah,
Like,
this
is it
definitely
just
did not feel like a direct route or the fastest route to this location.
would there be a closer point that we could have gone to? Have we literally gone to a weird place around the manor?
Just more from Gorgor's very logical deductions. From the hunting lodge to the manor, going past the manor to get to the stables to get the horses to then come to the manor seems a bit counterintuitive and counterproductive.
Maybe if
So
it
is
was,
it-
what if it was back at the lodge? That was close.
Right, let's retrace back to the stables then.
No, let's go to the lodge. I think that's what Gorgor's saying.
Oh,
Well, yeah, because what if it's like under the?
okay.
Take the horses to the manor. So go from the lodge to the manor with horses.
Mm.
No, what Google said was basically like, what if it meant go back to the lodge
Mm-hmm.
with the
do that then. Let's completely retrace our steps right back.
As you guys are riding your horses about to and fro the manor, the lodge, and such, eventually Shade does step out of the lodge, a bit more sober at this point. So you guys have gotten the horses. Shouldn't you be off rescuing your friend? Or you... What are you doing here?
We got an esoteric message to find Paladin Dave.
Do you think he's in the lodge? But you needed horses to... Go save your friend, you idiots!
The fuck have I just gone back to?
To the untrained eye, it's literally like we just gone to the stable.
Lovey,
and
Lovey
just rode
cast,
around a little bit.
Lovey cast divination and asked the quickest and most direct route to Paladin Dave, Michael.
Yes.
And the response back was, take the horses to the lodge.
To
the manor.
To the manor, sorry.
Oh fuck. Oh shit.
So then Gorgor got inspiration that we didn't go.
But you guys have definitely... If your request was, what is the most direct route and fastest way of reaching Paladin Dave?
Mm-hmm.
And the advice was, take the horses to the manor. To which the party walked past Sir Simpington's manor, to go to the stables, to get horses, to ride them to the front of Secundus Manor.
You
And
realize,
then-
Manor.
I'd say you realize that there's more than one manor.
I did try and suggest this.
I
But they were like,
literally,
no, it's your manor.
actually, no, literally, Gorgor did say, is there like some secret manor somewhere else? And you said no.
Well, like, there
On
isn't
the
a
grounds.
famous secret manor. Like, there isn't a well-known secret manor either. Like, yeah.
No, you said, is it that the dragon is at a cave? To which we all went, no, it said a manor. Your manor, because it's been responded to. I get where you're coming from completely. So we're at the wrong manor then.
Oh look,
Let's go.
look, our paladin's in a different manor.
This is not the paladin you're looking for. Wrong paladin.
He's an all-wrong paladin. But
And
anyway.
besides, Simpington, you're leading this fucking group, so you find the right manor.
Do I know of any other fucking manors? Like, before I just, like ride off randomly. So,
Roll a
Manor
history check.
Mountain, Manor
advantage.
Hill. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it was Manorton, it was Mountain, it was just accent slur.
What role was that? History of advantage.
Yeah.
Right. I'll do. 20. Has that not
Wants to
come
come through on
through?
my end?
Oh,
Ah,
I haven't
shit.
seen it either.
Nope.
That was
Was
where
it effective 20 or natural 20?
No, dirty 20.
Fair enough.
so this is
I'd
where it was a
also believe
natural
you on
one.
that one. Like,
I was gonna say this is where it was a natural one, and he's just hiding it. No,
no, because I
no,
feel
it was
like
more
he
like-
wouldn't have known it didn't come through, and he'd have been like, "Ah, shit, it's a 1" before checking if it didn't
Oh, I
come
know.
through. Like,
Yeah, I thought you could see it. Why is my thing not? Okay, it seems to be
usually
working.
just
now.
needs refreshed, but a 20 is still a dirty 20 is still a dirty 20.
Okay, that's
relating
gone
to
through now.
prompted with this new line of thinking. You know that your manor has been in your family for generations, but you also remember stories of how your father's grandfather was the one who built the manor with his own hands, uphill, both ways, through the snow, some long, grandiose. But logic follows, if he built the manor by hand himself, and probably with the help of a lot of servants and a lot of money, whoever was in charge of this place prior to your family taking ownership of the Eastlands likely had their own manor.
Mm.
considering you didn't just receive, like, if your family was dethroned or kicked out, they would just kick you out of your own house and make you go elsewhere. And considering that, your family did not inherit an estate from somebody else.
Yeah, got you. So we need to find a book or ask my father, I guess. This is a very roundabout way of doing this, but this
Why don't
makes
you
sense for this
ask?
party.
Why don't you ask
did-
Chad who's in front of you?
No, I thought we rode off. He was like, "Go find your friends," and walked off. Was he still there?
I mean, a lot of this was out of character questions, so like not much time has passed. He hasn't really he just kind of like opened the door, went to go stretch, went to go like get ready for the wedding, and just saw you guys kind of doing laps with your horses, and was like, what?
Why are we not just riding in the direction we already know we're supposed to be going?
'Cause that's dumb. We don't know where to go. We could literally, there is so many possibilities where we go in the wrong direction.
But instead we decided to go to the manor, which we know he's definitely not at.
The divination said go to the manor, so we went to the manor.
A manor. Just a note. It'll just be like Chade if he's still walking off, and I'm like, I'd
Yeah?
like this cross-eyed. Are there any other manors around? Like the old one before here, like an ancient one.
Uh, he thinks for a minute for a good long hard pause. On one of my rides out, must have been years ago at this point, I did see a bit of a ruined building. It was kind of far off in the distance, was kind of foggy, and I was riding alone that day, so I didn't really want to chance it, but it was pretty far east, if I recall correctly. I was doing one of my further out patrols, checking on the forts.
Does that like correlate with the direction?
I'm literally just kind of just pointing in the direction we kind of fought the dragon and the direction we saw it going off in.
Say he just said,
Southeast-ish?
yeah. So he's just like it's kind of east.
Yeah.
Flynn's pointing east, and I'm like, oh, we should have just rode fucking east. Thank you, Jade, and we'll just start riding off.
I do appreciate that it took Michael getting back to go, it's a vampire, it probably has a manor.
I'm looking at just I just can't. With all of that, you two gave us shit for being the most irresponsible ones, and yet I have to come back, and it's just like, yeah, we rode back to the manor we already were at. Fuck, were you all thinking? Sorry.
Whoa, don't get aggressive with us because we were just double checking something because you were saying, oh, we might as well go from a 6 miles round radius trying to find somebody. Like, how is that we were doing the wrong thing by double checking? Yes, we went back to the manor, but it could have been he was deposited back at the manor by his master or whatever. We literally did not know at that stage. So I don't know why you're getting literally 2 weeks ago, you had plenty of opportunity to turn around and didn't. We were just double checking. But anyway, it's fine. I'm not, yeah. I don't see how this is suddenly our fault.
East.
All right, you hop onto your horses. And in fairness, you guys did get, a bit more direction and a bit more specificity than that vague direction. So maybe it worked out as intended. Who knows?
See?
Because now you know that the manor exists in some capacity, and it is just a large estate in somewhere that was foggy and overgrown at the time.
Very well.
Okay, off you guys ride. You guys want to toss me animal handling checks more for just like how fast and how far you can push the horses?
No,
Mm-hmm.
we'll do that instead.
Gorgor is sprinting, which is dangerous.
I was running.
So something I would say you have. Well, you don't normally have proficiency in animal handling. I would say you would at least theoretically, like, don't have to manually add it, but I'd say you have it with horses specifically. Like,
Yeah.
you've rode
Yeah.
horses before. Like, handling a dog might be different. Handling like a deer might be different, but you've rode horses before.
Right, so our proficiency. Okay.
Just a stealth +3 on your roll doesn't need to change or anything.
Yeah, yeah. 12 then.
Yeah. Okay. Um.
I'm used to my devil horse, so it's
Yeah.
riding a normal horse again is.
Yeah, it's a little awkward for you, but you guys are doing fine. You guys are able to push the horses a good bit. Gorgor, despite having the harder job than Gorgor has the harder time of it considering he is sprinting instead of riding, but he is still managing to pass those athletics checks. He is in fighting form.
I got this. Fine.
And yeah, as you go, as expected, as Flynn and Gorgor had pointed out and discussed on the way over, there are plenty of, it does start getting more dirt, more patchy, less grass. The grass there is more brownish yellow instead of vibrant green. It just gets very dead very quickly. And you do eventually hit the point where you roughly ride past where you lost Paladin Dave. Like, you do fast approach the point. If you want to stop and look for clues or anything, you absolutely may.
Yeah, because this is
You're
what.
fast coming upon.
Yeah, because Google mentioned before about leading you guys back to where we were. So obviously, Google will point out this is. Like, I recognize this place.
All the blood gives it away.
Yeah. I mean, if it hasn't been rumbered.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where Paladin Dave was bleeding out, and this is where Paladin Dave fell unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you reach the air quote scene of the crime. Which I'll put you guys back on just so you can do with as you please.
Yeah, so this is where Dave was taken.
And in the general direction that we saw it then fly off towards, which was eastward and somewhat into the weird sun that we'd seen, correct?
Yes, which as you guys are... Oh. That was Ben, that's fine.
Wow.
Welcome back.
Can't believe you
Although,
did
just
this.
as far as the people who needed the information the most kind of thing, it was just
No,
like, yeah,
no.
it's...
It's fine.
We know what you mean.
Yes.
But as you guys ride, you fast approach the scene of the crime, so to speak. And as you guys have been getting closer and closer, the sun has obviously been moving on it like as it would naturally. Like, it's not held firmly in dead center, but hours have passed at this point. The sun is closer to sunset, but it's definitely not in line with the sunset you guys see before you. And that sunset is just a red, burnt auburn sky with tinges of yellow and purple in it, almost culminating in a second sun right on the horizon. And it is unsettling and it is strange. And everyone who is not Gorgor and Flintsire, I would like wisdom saving throw. Was it wisdom? I forget which.
It was wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom. Oh, saving throw. Yes. That's what I thought. But yeah. Lovey passes with ease. Simpleton, you don't like this. It's strange, it's uncomfortable, it's unsettling. It's weird. And you, as someone who likes the occult stuff, as somebody who likes the weird, it's still weird. It's like, you like the fun hot topic kind of weird. This is the eldritch horror abomination kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. I'm presuming
Simpington
also.
gets his armor at Hot Topic. Holy shit.
Mhm.
Well, just as far as there's there's always those yeah, I am edgy hardcore goth, and then like
I know,
a single zombie shows up,
Um,
and they're like, never mind.
I know. It's just the idea
What-
there that Simpleton shops at Hot Topic.
Okay, Simpington, what is your wisdom save, not wisdom roll?
Yeah, there should be proficiency on that one, but among other things.
And also his
yeah.
aura, so I was like,
I
that's
don't
really
think it's
bad.
cracking 10 no matter how much you put on it, but
Yeah, but it's still one of those things which is like,
also if you're talking, I do not hear you.
Benjamin, please return to the call. That is a no.
The Simpington has failed.
Simpington.exe stopped working.
Because he can hear us, because obviously he rolled when you asked.
Oh,
It's just a hiccup on Discord because he like micro DC'd for that minute.
oh no. Oh.
Welcome back.
Woo.
Hello.
Hello.
There we
Yes,
go.
we can hear you now.
Yeah, Richard Brunson doesn't like me tonight for some reason.
Yeah, no, you've had a
That's
lot of issues
unfortunate.
tonight.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah. That would have been 9, yeah. No. So Simpleton likes like big booby goth women, not like Eldritch horrors. Thought we, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
doing
So you're not fully like hard feared, but just you have that creeping up in your spine where you don't like going in this direction. You don't like the look of this. It feels unnatural. It feels uncomfortable. You're probably going to need some sort of coaxing or pausing to catch your breath at the very least to get past this.
You'll probably just like stare at the strange sunset shit.
Yes, I get that it's has quite an intimidating effect. Whatever magic seems to be forcing it in makes other people. So you just have to take a moment and push it aside.
It's so close to home. I wouldn't have expected to see something like this here.
Yes, that's what we were curious about too. But we need to find out what's going on. We need to move forward.
You can
Yes.
reroll as long as the party is waiting up like a minute for it.
Yeah.
Trying to
It's
give
more
them-
just how long you're stalled by this thing.
Yeah.
And if the party is
Yeah.
obviously waiting to stop and
Given the fact that I know that the effect is there, I am trying to coax him through it.
Yeah. go for it. Roll another saving throw.
Me, okay.
Everyone else finds it odd but doesn't seem too bothered by it, and you do save against it at that point.
Yeah.
It's unsettling, it's uncomfortable, but it's no longer upsetting you enough where you're just having to like ponder it.
Yep.
So let's find.
Do we?
Go on.
I was just going to say, like, is there like in this world the working stereotype of a vampire?
Well, you just barged in and just said that there's a vampire, so
It's kind of that mix where there's always the stories of them, there's always the rumor of them, but like in all honesty, it's basically in the same kin of dragons where it's like, unless your town has personally been attacked by a dragon, dragons just sound like these far off mythical problems that aren't really a you problem to most people, unless you're adventurers. And vampires
yeah.
in a similar category, but how often does a vampire attack a village? And when they do, how often are there survivors to be afraid of them?
Yeah.
So like
So
there are the
you'd be-
stories of
yeah.
adventurers going off and slaying them, but
Yeah. So we have a spooky mansion that's also a spooky lair for a dragon vampire. Okay. Be on the lookout.
Although
also
we'll
want to
keep a
point-
lookout for Spooky Mansion.
I also want to point out that if it's the case that this thing is a true vampire and thing, there is the possibility that we won't get something back from it. Don't vampires, when you kill them, just turn to dust and ash?
Oh man, Carl goes to take off the head as a trophy,
Ah,
and it just crumbles in his hands.
I had that thought earlier, but I hadn't had a chance to communicate it, so...
He's finally been told, ah, yes, it's your job. You must skin this dragon. Please, we beg of you, noble Carl, skin this dragon.
Not even
We fu-
scales when it turns into...
that would be funny.
We finally need dragon dismemberment for an actual canon reason, and then it just crumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah. DM, we are heading in the right direction, looking for a spooky
Yes.
mansion.
Yes.
Google is
as
specifically
you
looking
get-
for.
As you get closer and closer, people with heads on swivel roll me perception checks in some capacity. If you were rolling perception checks, you are not going to be rolling any other checks related to,
I'm keeping perception check to keep an eye out
I'll
for
keep my...
everything.
Yep.
For fucking sake.
Is that your second too?
2.
Can someone please get him like blinders or something so he can roll a 1 so he can
Hang on,
re-roll the 1?
Yeah, can I just close my eyes and just see what I can...
Yeah, but the
Hang on.
guarantees though, Ash, he'll just roll really fucking well, like a nat 20, and then disadvantage 2.
Yeah, disadvantage
Yeah,
for
no,
2
I-
sticks down.
Yeah.
I just joke, but it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, his fucking rolls have been a joke itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the nickname for 2, the Halflings 1. That's
Yeah.
like my... Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
See. Most rolls have been good tonight. The only roll that's been shit of mine has been perceptions.
All right, so you two looking around, trying to keep an eye out, trying to keep an ear out. Gorgor, you see some speck of something flitting about in that red, but you can't quite pin down anything beyond just like you saw some flash of movement, some tiny little bead.
Google pointed
You
out.
can't pin it down.
I think I saw something like over there and points towards the sky where he saw it.
Flynn, you're more focused on the general surroundings, which seem safe to you from your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like they seem safe. And Gorgor is more trained on just the horizon itself, where you've got the more immediate area covered.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything Google points out. Oh no, anything that Google sees, sorry, that he thinks might be anything, he will point out.
Mm.
He won't point anything out that he sees. Coffee? Him?
Oh,
Nope.
Oh.
second internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was having trouble last night on my internet.
So Lovey is muted and
The Simpington has left us.
Game.
see, I think why did we even go back and collect them? It'd be just easier if we just carried on ourselves.
Oh, well, it's simple, isn't it? But I'm not going to get into that matter. I'm here, just Lovey is not paying attention right now.
He's looking at the flowers.
Just look at the
What
flowers. Lovey.
flowers?
Sorry?
The dead ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
dead
I'm not-
flowers.
It's more so I can imagine that it's more so that she's been given a message, and even if it is that it got slightly clouded, it seems like her judgment is becoming more clouded currently. And I don't think it's right for her to be making checks that she wouldn't be making.
Oh, Ben's gone.
Yep.
He's gone off roll 20.
Yeah, well, I imagined it was an internet hiccup again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, but I was just pointing out it's not just Discord he's gone off. Because
Yeah.
his name's just gone.
But yeah, so you guys continue your ride onward.
as best as we can.
Yep.
As best you can.
Simpington leading the charge. I'm looking
Yes.
out and pointing out. Dave, roll for snores.
And you guys are making much, much better time. You know, this ride took you a few hours each way. You guys have barely approached. Like, you guys haven't even really approached 1 hour yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so horses go, literally double. Okay.
So
Horses are
if the
6 miles an hour, while humans are about 3.
So if this dragon lived in the house, why didn't it just like buy food? Like, because it must be like a personal something. Why didn't it just go and get like stuff from like markets and things?
Because I don't think you can buy people for drinking from the market.
You can buy people at some markets.
Yeah, and that's not kind of looked on well.
How do you know so much about vampires, Flynn?
I've heard stories. Why?
Well, then, wouldn't you? If you know stories, then what are we looking at? What do we need to do?
Moment, we need to find wherever its lair is, and we need to find our friend. Hopefully alive.
The Lairs
and we're
manor, right? Because I literally got told it by my god.
Well, then, if it's hiding near a manor of some kind, then we need to, we know now what we're looking for. Some sort of manor.
Yeah. Well, that's what we were currently doing. I mean, I might have had a bit of a momentary lapse of attention when we were going to the other manor, but at the same point, I thought at the end of the day, you're talking like this dragon has been able to turn into a person. Is that right?
I have no idea. That was what Gogo's suggestion.
Well, we know at the end of the day, we know basically Hecate told me we take the horses to the manor. We are now heading towards a manor in the general direction as pointed to by Jade.
Yeah. Well, what I was saying was, if it's living in the manor, then why didn't it just like go to the market to get food rather than stealing Dave?
Welcome back.
Hello. That's what that was. For...
Well, isn't it obvious?
Dave's tasty.
The manor is ruins, as described by Jade.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So this,
When he saw it through the fog years ago, at a
yeah,
distance.
I understand completely. Yeah. So
What are we seeing now?
Nothing. We're still
we're
on the
still
way.
wandering around, apparently.
Oh, okay. I thought Gogo saw something in the.
Distance, and we started heading towards that, as far as I was aware. And then
No, I
Gogo
just
asked-
that was just something I pointed out while we were traveling.
Yeah.
That was in the sky.
Yeah, literally, we've not
Yeah,
Yeah,
arrived.
something was moving towards us. I thought, like the dragon variety.
Oh, I just believe I heard Gogo before all of this said we continue on with Sir Simpington leading the way, which led
Like
me
we
to
have
believe that we
been.
were traveling.
Yeah, we've been traveling for some time. We've gone past the point of where,
A fight.
yeah, basically,
Yeah.
Paladin.
You guys have been riding for about 40 minutes around this point, but you guys are making much better time because you're on horseback instead of walking and sniffing the dirt along the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd assume that if we'd just been walking at a decent pace, it would have taken hours to get to this location.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably about 90 minutes to get past this point, yeah. or probably 9 minutes to get to where Paladin Dave was taken, and you guys have just recently rode past that, and you guys are rolling perception checks, and here we are.
And we're
At this point of
still
the conversation.
we don't see a manor arriving on the horizon or anything like that at this point.
Not immediately.
Well,
Right.
that is the primary thing Gorgor is looking out for.
I guess we keep going then.
Yep.
What, just in a straight line?
Well, the dragon was heading in that direction, pointing in the last direction that we saw it going.
Which
The
lines up
mountain.
decently well with the red sun, or red sunset.
So,
Well, we keep heading towards the sunset then. If you need any assistance with magic, you just let me know, because I might be able to help. But I know that obviously you guys know the best course of action at this point, right?
Are you? We don't have the assurance for you, I'm afraid, but this matches up for all the things we know.
Which is fine. I'm just saying, if you need any added support, I'm here. I do know that, you know, I don't mean to sound pissy, but obviously at this point, I'm going to not offer suggestions.
Oh, I mean, why not? If you got a suggestion, but
Well, my magic doesn't work properly, apparently.
who said that?
nobody said that.
So when you kicked off at us, like well, about 45 minutes ago at this point, that wasn't you saying that you thought my ideas were stupid, Glenn.
I was asking why you thought the manor, which was the complete opposite direction and where you'd all been, would have taken a paladin and a dragon towards, when we know that it was heading in the complete opposite direction.
Okay, and your point is?
My point is why did you think the manor that we were at was the manor we needed to go to?
Because maybe Michael was the only manner that the characters were.
Let's the Paladin Dave might be dead, he might be alive. Let's go, let's try and find him.
Yes.
I completely agree with you. We're still moving at this point. I'm just trying to point out, like, you can't just keep kicking off as, because literally all I wanted to do was try and solve this issue. We're now heading east. East is a big fucking direction. I'm really struggling. I can try and help in this case, but I don't want to keep on burning things in order to be told practically I'm an idiot. Like, do you want me to help?
Are you thinking that I'm not wanting you to help?
You think I'm not worth asking help from. Like I'm an idiot.
It was my suggestion that we come and got the two of you. Of course we want your help.
Well, I just mean it'd be nice to not constantly have it seen. And I'm not saying that you're intentionally doing this, but it comes across a lot. We are still moving, by the way, DM, at this point. It
Yep.
comes across a lot like you hate me. Like, I don't know what else I can do at this point to try and prove to you that I'm just trying to help the situation.
I do not hate you. I have never hated you.
Then why every single thing that I do you express strong emotions to of a negative way rather than hate?
The only time I've expressed a strong negative emotion towards anything was just.
Oh, so me asking Glacia for her help with the angel was a bad idea. Me trying to dig for treasure on the shore was a bad idea. Me literally going to the church of Hecate was a bad idea. I can list dozens of times where you have expressed what feels like negative emotions towards me.
I have never expressed other than just negative emotions towards you.
I don't think you listened to what you just said. You just literally confirmed that you feel negative emotions towards me, which is
No,
fine. I'd rather just
I
know what
just
pains
said
me.
I just got annoyed one time because it sounded like we were doing something rather we were going about things rather silly.
Wait, what?
We knew the direction that something was going. We knew everything that. Now, yes, I might have checked out when you did your divination magics to try and find out the information and came back a bit later. But I was very confused as to you seemed very confident in this magic, like you had a very good idea of where you were going to go with it, and you seem to have asked such a easy to misinterpret question that we've
I'm
ended up.
sorry.
Well, it sounded like before you had ideas of asking, like, where is he? How, where is he? What's going on? The information for that, and then you just asked for how do we get there the fastest?
That
Which
wasn't what I asked. What is the most direct route to Paladin Dave in the quickest way possible? We were told to take the horses to the manor, which we're technically doing now. I will leave this alone, but I feel like we really need to have a chat at some point because literally I can't keep dealing with this. It will
Please
tear
have
this.
a Constitution saving throw from people while this conversation is ensuing.
Okay, okay.
Hate to intrude just as you guys get closer.
Fuck.
That's fine.
Everyone should sort of stand near me, I think.
I think it's a bit too late for that. I was a
The next
running.
one.
Yeah, unless you guys were like sharing a horse, I imagine you guys are at least a little spread out on this one.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah, it's
running the
30 feet,
horses
isn't
too
it?
single
Yeah.
file, too tight.
doubly so sprinting because I can't exactly stay
Yeah.
in formation. I'm having to do my own path.
I think I'm missing one.
Yes. There isn't a Simpington.
Yeah, you're zipping up through again, I think, because you had an adage. What did you roll?
It was a nat 20, but I'll roll it again.
Okay. No, I'll believe the nat 20. Completely fine.
You can always take a picture and send if you really need to.
I'll
Yeah,
believe it. It's
If,
fine.
if a time ever comes, Ben, where we think you're full of shit, you can always just press screenshot.
Yeah, that's true. Why?
Until that point,
Lynn
you have
and
no reason.
Gorhor, you each take 10 cold damage as a chill wind just blows in from the east. And any lit torches and such you guys had you were riding with as the sun was setting have been extinguished.
Ow! Oh, fuck, cold. Wind hurt my nipples.
Oh, okay.
Maybe wear thicker clothing?
Oh, that was like really cold. Oh, fun now, but okay.
Yeah, like very instantly you have that like little icicle dripping from your nose even. It was
Okay.
I think somehow we're still on the right path.
Definitely
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to put us off the trail.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to have an outburst. I just. Yeah.
and you do begin to hear thunder crackling overhead as well. See
So-
the occasional lightning bolt just streak through the sky.
Okay, lovey.
I've been searching for a very long time to find my people, and it just keeps not happening. And I'd rather know sooner than later if I need to leave again. So, yeah.
What do you mean, your people?
Well, you know that, like, I had to leave somewhere very, very quickly, right?
No?
Wasn't that because you burnt down the village or something?
I forgot I told you that. Whoops.
You
Gorhor
just said
forgot that
out
was supposed to
loud,
be
did he?
private information.
Yeah.
It's that moment of like Flynn,
yeah, because
Flynn has
actually,
got that
Because I believe you only told Gorgor, funny enough.
I've only told Gorgor that I burned down a village.
Where's that
Yep.
intelligence roll? Let's have a think.
Okay.
Nah.
Yes!
Nah.
Yes!
Nah.
Okay. Realizing that Lovely is upset, he is going. I'm going to do a performance check to try and just keep the no, really look off my face.
Oh,
Okay. Good roll. That's that nat 20 you've been eating all night.
Yep.
I guess the cat's out of the bag then, or the Gorgor's out of the stables.
You keep it in a stable.
Oh, don't confuse things. Yes, Lovely.
I'm much like Simpleton. I've never quite fit in. I mean, I was a servant girl for a house. I then seduced a couple that I was with, apparently. Joined a witch group in the woods. They didn't like me too much. I was obviously causing too many problems. I got hunted down for being a witch. They tried to burn me at the stake, and I kind of went a bit, if that makes sense. I burnt down a village. By accident, I might add. I just accidentally caught fire to like one of the thatch roofs, and thatch roofs are right. They set on fire so fast. And then I was attached to us. They were all trying to kill me, so I might have panicked. And then cinders appeared, and yeah, so I ran really, really far away because, yeah, like I say, literally, they basically said that I was manipulating them via witchcraft and all this kind of stuff, and I literally only just met the witches, and they were a bit snooty as well. I mean, they really, yeah. So I came here and I found all you guys, but I just like people not to keep hurting me, I guess. Please.
So you had a threesome with some nobles and then they got angry with you and called you a witch?
Yeah, pretty much. What kind of happened was, so I don't know, things were really, really great, and it was all like, like a book or something. And then it got found out, so they said that I'd put a spell on them, and I got whisked away by the church because like magic is it's like no where I'm from. And so I was tried, and all these people kept on coming forward with all these stories about me that like literally, because I don't fit in that much anyway, because not only am I half elf, I'm half human and half elf as well, and it's weird.
Half
And
orc, wasn't it?
oh, I'm half elf, half orc. My mum's a half elf, my dad's a half
You
orc.
said half human, half elf, and half elf, which made me laugh.
Sorry, I'm panicking a little bit. So yeah, basically they kept saying, that I'd done all these horrific things, like I'd turned animals inside out, I'd destroyed, whole crops, I'd made all the chicken eggs full of blood, like loads of really random things. And
Sounds
then obviously it's the Lord and Lady, and yeah. I kind of think I did. I don't remember doing it. I just really got on well with them, and we kind of all were friends. And next thing I know, I'm being found guilty of witchcraft. I am being burnt at the stake, and then it didn't hurt me, and I made everything else set on fire and got chased out of town in the panic. And like I say, the cinders appeared, so we were like best mates, I don't know. Yeah, sorry. I realise I'm getting into like a bit of a tangent on this thing, and we should probably talk about this at a later date. It's probably not the time at all. But yeah.
Flynn, you look around just in time to shout to the party some form of lookout. As one of the lightning bolts that was zooming around in the sky crash lands maybe, a few yards ahead of the group. And where it strikes the ground is not just a single lightning strike, but sprouting out in all directions from that lightning strike is a large spike pile. Just, cylinders of dirt and rock sprouting out of the ground in random directions, like some sort of stony bramble patch.
Yeah.
Your attentiveness manages to, at the very least, alert the party that this is happening and give them some sort of attempt at circumventing it.
Mhm.
Like I said, I had the thought because the conversation was going on and was about to mention, then saw your roll and was just like, oops. So yes. Oh, that's Right, well, somebody really doesn't want us to carry on going this way.
Oh,
I,
Anybody see any kind of manner or place where the effect of this might be getting a bit stronger? Any sense magically how it could be getting stronger?
Some sort of arcana check?
Given that I've just rolled the perception, I want
Yeah.
to do the arcana, so I was just like,
asking.
Just kind of lobbing that one to someone in the party.
yes.
I'm
I could
looking.
do like
I'm
a
looking
religion,
for. I'm
but-
still looking for mana.
Gorgor, you're not seeing any outlines or silhouettes of buildings yet,
I,
though you are seeing this heavy, dense fog on the edge of the horizon.
okay. I
There's
mean,
been this is
it
this
mu-
is fast approaching plague territory.
I can't see past all the fog over there, so the house is gotta be like past the fog.
But yeah, just from your perspective, this is very much looking like almost, for the pun of it, biblical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is there
Like,
any kind of like
looking Bible,
hunting?
but-
Yeah, hunting evildoer things I'm known about here. Like, or was it just like bad thing over there and bad shit going to get worse because we're going towards bad thing? That's like,
Like if it gets, but I'd say if it gets any, if the vibe gets any stronger, I'm expecting to be hearing an organ soon.
mm,
It's a lot more the latter of just like, as Levied had originally pointed out when you guys were discussing it, just the perversions of nature aspects of it, where it's something incorrect is happening here in some form, just some sort of like incongruity of nature. Something would have to be incredibly powerful to enact this terrain.
hmm
And while you guys ride along, we're going to pivot once more back to Paladin Dave.
Who's someone's doing something dodgy to him, probably, by the sounds of it.
All right, you are at the culmination of your power. These foolish mortals are. Shit, that was supposed to be a private. Sorry,
I
dear.
do think he's going to be a vampire dragon after this. Like, he's been bitten, so he's going to be a vampire dragon.
He's gonna
Like,
become
What
the
does he
next.
turn into?
He's gonna become
Is that like
Stevie.
werewolves?
He's gonna become
Yeah.
Stevie.
I'd say
Is that
yes,
like
Deb.
werewolves, where on a full moon he becomes a vampire dragon, or will he be half Vintar, half vampire dragon, or will he be like, how's this? Is he half dragon? Is he half vampire dragon?
He's a Vantar dragon. He's a Vantar.
You come to very heavily shackled, in a very, very nice seat, with the meal
Ooh.
in front of you. Your legs are shackled to the ground, your hands are shackled together. There's not much in the way of silverware, but it's a lot of finger foods, for lack of a better term.
You say
And you seem to be
uwu.
alone in a nice hall, or in a nice dining room.
Liam, if you
Yep.
say uwu, they will come.
Uwu.
There's a nice assortment of just
Yeah.
like, very easily grabbed things like pieces of bread, chicken legs, just drumsticks, just things that you could easily just grab, along with a tall glass or a tall pewter mug of water.
Okay. So, can I eat a little bit?
And no one seems to stop you.
I'm just going right in for it. Free food. If anything happened to me after eating the food, or while I'm eating it, who are you?
You eat it.
Aha!
Roll digestion.
Oh, I am not poisoned. Good.
Not poisoned yet.
Nope. That'll be I'll eat the bit of the food, have a little drink.
Yep.
Yeah. Hmm. I'm not going to try to resist anymore because it's just going to get bonked on the head again and taken back.
Okay.
I'm just going to let it happen.
Well, I mean, you are in a very
Oh
different
my
place
God.
than the cave you originally woke up in, so.
Oh, yeah, but, if I do not resist or anything, I will not get hurt.
I don't feel like Paladin Day's will to live is particularly strong.
Yeah, it's fine.
I wonder why.
Oh, Jesus.
I tried the escaping and running, but it seemed to work.
I've
Never
tried
mind.
something, I failed once, and I will never try again. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's
If-
happy,
if-
just to wait for.
If at first you don't succeed, start
Just give
eating
up.
hors d'oeuvres.
Stop.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, sorry. Paladin Day's favorite nursery book was The Little Engine That Shunned. Anyway,
Yeah.
The little engine started getting out of line and was punished heavily for it, so never again did it get out of line.
Because he's a good boy.
Really peaceful fella.
Hey, he
Oh,
may be
shit.
may be making the right decision for his character. You don't know.
I'll have a prolonged or shorten his life, one or the other. I'm not sure which yet.
As you eat, as you dine, at the very least, the exhaustion seems to fall away a little bit. You feel a little bit less exhausted.
feel-
You're still fairly drained. You're still, poorly rested, but at the very least, your headache is gone. You're a little bit better at focused.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, back to the party riding in. As you guys make your way closer, the lightning doesn't seem heavily directed at you. You've had a few close calls. There's been a few thunder cracks right overhead. It's shaken you a little bit. It's rattled you a little bit, but you guys have been good so far.
Sounds like we just need to continue, really.
Yep. Kind of continue to head towards the fog, and the denser the threat seems to be, more than likely the manor we're looking for is probably going to be at the epicenter. That's the hope,
Yes.
at least. We just turn around and end up wandering into the middle of a hurricane that was coming through that we just didn't notice. It's like, oh shit, where did this come from?
Yeah, as you do, as you go,
Mhm.
you make good time. You make good progress. You do feel the fog in front of you hasn't lifted. But you are starting to see shapes and silhouettes within it, and it's much larger than you'd thought at a distance. Almost one of those optical illusions from far away. It looked close and small, and as you got closer, you're like, oh no, it looked small, not because it was small, but because we were much further away than we thought we were, and it is much bigger than we thought it was. And it seems to be just looming about, hanging heavily in the air.
Keep an eye out for the shapes and carry on, yes?
Yeah, and as you approach, you can definitely see some sort of outline of a large sweeping manor with a mountainside behind it. Like, it's not just in the middle of an empty field. It's, heavy, dead, warped trees around it. Like it would be heavily forested if the forest was alive. There's a mountain that's been kind of vaguely onto your side that's a bit closer to it now that you've gotten closer to this. And yeah, it's what would you like to do as you approach it? Are you going to ride up to the front door? Are you going to ride into the fog? Are you going to do anything about it?
Well,
I'm gonna see if I
didn't
can't.
Chad say that when he saw the manor, so and it was foggy, so
But the man, we can see it right there ahead of us.
oh, I didn't hear that bit. Sorry, Mom. I just heard
Yeah,
about.
you can't see like the full details of it, but it looks
It's
fairly
alright.
large.
I only heard the
fairly
description about
strange
the.
shaped.
I only heard about the mountain and stuff. My bad.
Yeah.
No, that's
Well,
oh,
just
make
go.
sure. Oh, go up close by. Make sure we can find somewhere we can probably tether the horses, so we can make a quick getaway if needs be, and probably try and see if we can't spot anything from the outside. See if there's any lights we can see from within, or if there's anything creeping around out here. Sound like a plan?
Yes.
Okay. Shall Gulgor and I keep an eye out here to make sure that if there's any monsters out here or anything that might attack us? Secundus, do you want to try and have a look at in the manor, see if there's any lights you can see within or anything that might point out that something is within?
Yes, I can head closer.
Lovey will assist with whatever if Lovey returns.
Oh.
I will do perception to make sure that, look for somewhere safe we can put the horses and that there's nothing sneaking around on us.
Yeah.
Right. To catch you up, Lovey, we've just arrived at the foggy mansion with the mountain behind it. Everything is dead trees and fog around this manor. We're about to make our approach. We're just doing a look around at the moment, make sure nothing's going to sneak up on us, and see if we can spot anything within.
Okay.
I'm doing better than last time.
It's a 3.
3, it's 1 better.
You're improving. This is what character growth looks like.
No, this is what the die liking me.
Yeah.
This is what happens when he gets his fucking contact lenses. I mean, it's not quite a -1. You didn't beat me. But shit, dude.
I see nothing. Manor, maybe. Fog, something.
I don't know if Lovey was assisting on any of these rolls.
Roll.
Were you perceiving to see anything was sneaking up, or were you trying to look inside the manor to see if you could spot lights or movement or anything?
I would be, looking inside the manor trying to see what's going on.
So
That works out because that's the roll I biffed.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay, so you guys have a look, and you do find somewhere that's at least out of the way. You don't feel like anywhere here would be a safe place to put the horses, but safer. Like, okay, here they're out of the way, here they're kind of hidden, here they might have a little bit of okay-ish grass to snack on, making the best with what you have in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just kind of that stuff. You can find a place, and you know, to drop off the horses. You leave them a little bit of food. You leave them a little bit of water. Um, Nowhere feels really safe, but you're doing the best you can. Um,
Hide them to like some.
you do see as well, like now that you're a little bit better into the fog, you could more easily identify it. The mountain as well is also encompassed in the fog. Like the fog is covering like a good bit of the ground around you. And it's covering the base of the nearby mountain. It's covering the forest. It's covering a very large amount of terrain. It's easily got like at its thickest, it's maybe, you know, only 1,000 feet out, but at its thinnest, it's easily maybe a mile wide. Yeah,
If it all
do put
looks quiet,
that as you will.
Google will quietly make his way towards like the front of just to have a look inside. And you see like side or cave or something.
Uh, are you rolling me stealth? Then will you roll me investigation?
Yeah. Yeah. Bad.
All right. Gorkor walks up to one of the windows, tries to like wipe off some of the frost, tries again to wipe off some of the frost, and the window itself might just be frosted glass window. It might not be the mildew and humidity in the air. It might just be frosted glass, but
It's the bathroom. He's gone to the one bathroom.
Yeah.
With the frosted
Well, I mean, if need be, like I'll go to the door and I'll have a look in.
I would kind of motion everyone to sort of fall in some kind of
Yeah.
like we need to all be together now.
Yeah.
but yeah, Gorkor, you do kind of get some sort of look in. Like there's a little bit of like shapes that you can make out and stuff. The manor does seem well lit. You see a little bit of movement about the manor. Nothing quick, nothing darting about, just a lot of slow, methodical movement.
I see people inside. Think. See things.
Where?
Okay.
In the door.
Be
Mm.
stealth also to
They don't look very big. Like it's not a dragon.
stealth up to join him and take a peek ourselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do we need a bit of extra stealth?
I would.
Would probably for the sake of being
Hey,
quiet. Yes.
There's a bush next to you.
So,
Sorry. The idea of us sneaking into the house now and still imagining Gorgo walking at the front with a giant bush in front
I
of
mean, the first time stealth bush worked, I was inside a temple.
it. I know, but still, my brain is just haunted mansion sneaking down, possibly monsters coming from any corner, like the proper gothic horror creeping through
And
the
then I
house.
turned
and you
into
just
Scooby
walking-
fucking Doo.
Yeah, you walking
Mm.
down with a tree in front of you. It's just like, yeah, no.
Just with a bit of miniature conifer.
Mm-hmm.
would I have been able to pre their stealth rolls of class something, or is that too late now?
I think Gorkor running up would have been too hard, but I think if you saw everyone else like making the same motion, you could easily hold them up for a sec. Be like, "Hey guys, wait."
Okay, cool. I would have cast Pass Without a Trace then.
Yep.
To +10.
Absolutely. Which would be +10s across.
Except for Gorgor. Sorry, Gorgor.
What made his choice?
He's got stealth magic. It's fine.
I am stealth.
So yeah, 20.
If
Yep.
only Gorgors actually did apply. 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yep. Unfortunately, Gorgor's got an 11.
Trifecta has been ruined. The prophecy will not be foretold this day, but we will find another.
Wait a minute. Me and Plate was actually the highest stealth roll there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well done.
Congratulations.
You are capable.
Right, you guys do make your way up as well. You try and find a couple windows. It gets a little bit comedic with just everyone finding their own window, wiping it off a little bit and trying to peek in. But yeah, you guys can see in. Looks a little bit like a parlor. Hard to pin down exact details,
Yeah.
but looks a little bit like a parlor. It's kind of well lit, but it's mostly lit from the tables and the walls. There's no overall central lighting for this. You don't see anyone at this point in time. Whoever Gorgor saw and called out was either gone past, was never there at all. Hard to say. Gorgor is the only witness. But it does seem lit. It does seem active.
There's a lot, like, seemed like a couple people. Like, so there's like, but like you like got in your like have like vampires.
I think we should probably just investigate further and find out then, shall we?
Yeah.
Do we need someone or something to go in and have a little bit of a look around? A scout, as it were.
Would be useful.
Cool. Do we want a cat or a rat? Or a spider?
Dog.
I think a spider would probably be the best to get everywhere, but a rat wouldn't be too bad either.
Or a little mouse? Mouses are in houses, right? That right? I
Unless
didn't
they've
intend.
got... Yes.
Sorry?
Yeah, that might work too. Just an animal that can sneak around unnoticed.
Cool. Is everyone okay with this?
Yeah, I think a puppy would be like better, but yeah.
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to wild shape into a mouse. Just like a little
Okay,
dormouse. Little
absolutely.
little fluffy mouse. I don't know why I'm thinking it's adorable, but it kind of is.
It's adorable. Sure,
And I'll
absolutely.
Yeah, and I'll kind of squeak at everybody else before, like, I'm going inside, but keeping close to, like, under tables, starting from bit to bit, trying to stay out of the light. Oh, I also pass without a trace drops for all you guys. I'm so sorry, but apparently it sticks with me, I think.
Yeah, because you're just going to move too far away from them.
Yeah, stealth mouse.
Stealth mouse activate. Did you find a way in? Was somebody just going to try and open something for you?
Is there any, like, holes? I'm assuming that most houses will have a little mouse hole, if that makes sense. Is there a way for me to get in under anything that's small enough? Can I wiggle my way through?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different places. Just roll me some sort of investigation. Wasn't sure if somebody was finding one for you and putting you there, if you were just going to look around on your own for one.
Oh, if someone can help me out, I will squeak quietly at one of the very tall men in front of me now, including Flynn, like 10 times my size. Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
You try and how can we assist her getting in?
Investigation advantage.
I'll put her through the letterbox.
Squidge through.
I say it better not be like the ones that you get at like pharmacies or anything, which got the basket on the end to hold everything.
Oh God, no!
I was thinking like the really thin ones, like it's just like just for paper.
No, I'd imagine it's quite chunky for her size, but yeah, like there's a
Mice can get very, very squeezy good. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yes, we watch what happened with Fern.
like literally the size of their skull is the size of which they can squeeze into.
Yep.
All right.
That's like the size
It's like
of
cats.
not-
Their joints and shit have the ability to like fold in like really unnatural ways to a human at least.
the mouse kind of like pushes back its whiskers while it's waiting for you two guys to do something.
You know,
Okay,
you're
then
going
get
in the
someone doing
letterbox.
Wait, do you pick me up and smash me through the letter?
Well, you said you needed help.
Yeah, you do
We will-
realise I'm going to drop the other side though.
You won't damage.
Wait, before Gogo does that, I don't know if my investigation with advantage counts. Because you said roll investigation with advantage, Ash.
Yep. It was just to help Lovey locate some sort of mouse hole to squeeze through, like,
Okay.
through a tiny little opening in a window or underneath a door or some, through some little shaft or something.
Okay.
Letterbox.
We'll keep that as plan very far down the alphabet.
Corker doesn't know the alphabet anyway. You could say plan A and he would still.
No, that's why I said very far
Yeah.
down the alphabet. So, between the two of us, do we find...
Yeah. You guys find there's a little window that's very slightly propped open, probably just to like let the place air a little bit. And for a tiny mouse wanting to squeeze, easy fit. It's a little uncomfortable, it's a little tight, but easy fit. At which point you plop down somewhere in. Well, you were looking at the parlor. Left of the parlor would be the receiving room, which I mean is similar to it's different purposes. Rich people always have very varied.
Yeah, I'll make my way like under. I assume there's like a high back chair that's got a decent size for me to get under.
Yeah.
And kind of peer out and see if I can see anybody.
Yeah, you
Does
are in the
anybody-
guest waiting room, which connects to the hallway, which connects to the parlor. But yeah,
And it's a part where we've seen people moving about in.
Corcor has. Corcor has seen blurs of what might have been people moving around.
They were
That's
shaped.
all you've got so far.
They were shaped peoply, so it's gotta be like.
So there's no one in the room I'm currently in.
Not currently. Not that it seems.
Cool. I'll by moving from like, along the edges of the room, trying not to be in the middle of it, making my way round. I'll kind of make my way to where the door is and kind of have a little bit of a look, see if there's anyone in the hallway.
All right. Roll me one just new stealth check as mouse form, etc. As you're
Right.
just exploring.
What? That's a mouse.
I think you might have stealth of +3. I will double check.
Sounds correct-ish.
Just roll the d20 on its own for now and see if you get anything.
You've still got
Because
a
if,
+10.
if you
either
get
way.
like a ridiculously high or ridiculously low, it doesn't matter at that point.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have any bonuses on her hat. That's kind of funny.
That would be a 29 without additions.
Yeah, which is more than enough. Doesn't matter what the rest is.
+3 must have been cat.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Is there anybody about looking?
There's a couple heavy footsteps that pass by. With your vantage point, it's hard to see too much of anything. Like, seeing around like end tables, stands, etc. You don't have the best sightline, but you do hear and feel a few heavy footsteps. You do see little swishes across the field of your vision far off. Nothing too immediately close.
With having a high, because I'm guessing we're using the rat traits in this regard.
Mm.
Being able to smell things, because most, like little creatures can have a high sense of smell. What am I thinking? What are they called? Rodents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodente.
are able
Well, they do have. Well, rodents do have keen senses for smell.
But that's what I'm wondering. Can I smell food in any regard? Do you know what I mean? Am I able to smell if a meal has been cooked recently, with it being later in the day?
Roll me perception. Yeah, perception. Advantage. That is a
Hey,
heck of a roll.
that is terrible.
You smell food from two different directions and you're kind of split. Both of them smell very appealing. You want to follow both of them. They smell very similar as well. One smells fairly far down the hall in a straight line. The other one seems to swerve off to the right about halfway.
I do smell food. Okay.
Yes, and you smell very heavy, very like rich types of food. Like this has been well seasoned, well garnished, heavily taken care of. And it
Roast
smells like quality ingredients.
Hmm. Do I
Yeah.
go for the parlour, which is what literally? Would I know that Paladin Dave seems to gravitate towards food by this point, knowing him?
Yes. Yeah.
I would say yes. I'm going to give you just. I don't have the
Yeah.
map ready for tonight. Wasn't sure on timing. Wasn't sure on pacing. Wasn't sure on what Paladin Dave would do either.
Yeah.
You're
Sweet.
in up against the wall, front of the house. Left side is guest receiving area. Right side is proper parlor because it's kind of like they get guests, they put them here, they go tell the master, and the master's like, oh, put them in the parlor, put them in the study, etc. That's where you got in. Parlor is where you guys were looking in. Hallway down the middle. Up the hallway, about halfway to the right, is where you're smelling some food coming from. Further up straight line is where you're also smelling food from. And there's at least 3 other doors, presumably if things are mirrored. Like you can see, because you're on the left side hugging the wall tight, you can see one far off to the right door. And if the doors are mirrored, far off to the left and middle to the left.
Cool. I'm going to head towards the first food smell, if that makes sense.
Yep, the closer one that's on your right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Head there, because we know that literally last time we lost Paladin Dave, he ended up with someone who cooked him eggs. I'm assuming food will be involved at some stage. So, stealth mouse.
Yep,
Along
stealth
the
mouse
edges.
zooms about.
Yeah. And just kind of like peer in, see what I see. Just like I'm literally staying to the door frame, if that makes sense. Just so hopefully nobody spots me.
Yeah. This door does seem to not have a proper close on it. And it does seem to have a wider bottom as well, so it's easier to slip underneath.
Yeah.
And it swings freely a little bit. What you do notice in that same batch as well is the floor what you were on was a nice mahogany wood floor with planks and such. The floor does seem to quickly change to some sort of checkered pattern. And it's a bit more slippery, it's a bit more marbled.
Kitchen.
And you see and hear and feel a lot of movement in this room.
Oh, I will kind of like, wiggle my butt back under the door and kind of just look up, like whiskers twitching.
Yep, this was where the closer place that you smelled food coming from.
Cool. Knowing that there's a lot of people in this room and I can tell them all moving around, I'm guessing I can see their feet.
Yeah.
I'll go back on the door and go to the second smell.
Yep.
As quick as I can.
And this
Down the-
time, as you wiggle your way in, you start hearing sounds of snarling, of tearing flesh, of just some sort of large, massive creature devouring something. And you only see one set of legs underneath the table, and it is a pair of hooves that you kind of recognize even.
I was just about to joke and say it's fucking Dave eating.
Oh yeah, no, it's Dave.
It is Davey too.
No,
Totally
because
is.
at first it sounded like obviously some like you're gonna see like a corpse on the table being devoured, and I'm like, no, it's gonna be Dave. And I was gonna say ironically.
Oh, it's still
Which
going to be a
Dave-
corpse. If I'd say it's still going to be a corpse on the table, just an illusion over it.
Yeah.
And which door on the right or left was this? Was it
This
the-
was straight down the hall. Like, from the front door, just straight line.
And I recognise the feet. Like that is clearly Paladin Dave devouring something.
You do see that his legs are just above his ankles. Very heavy chains and manacles and such. Like he's definitely enjoying his food. Though even if he wasn't enjoying his food, he would still be sat here regardless.
And it smells like Paladin Dave, right? I'm getting like a big whiff of.
Yeah, like there's a lot of food
Theo.
mixed in there, but
Yeah, BO
Yeah.
and beef.
Okay, I'll wriggle back under, and then I'm going to make my way back to the party by, getting up the windowsill and squeezing
Yep.
through. And
Yep,
I'll kind of almost bring the party away from the house, if that makes sense. Bring them back away so I can talk freely. Back into living.
Yep.
Okay, so there is quite a few people in here. There's a lot of movement, like in the kitchen. Somebody walked past me when I was in the room that where you dropped me in. But I found Paladin Dave. He's currently eating at the back of the house, straight on from the main door. So when you enter into the hallway, he's straight down the hallway. He's manacled though, and he absolutely stinks. I don't know how to describe it.
Worse than usual.
It's more like he's
Surprisingly
not
better.
awake. No, it's like because my senses were heightened, being in like a mouse fort. It was just intense. It's all right. It's him. It's definitely him. But I knew food equals Dave, so I found it.
Yes, I found that as well. It makes sense.
So
Well,
if
literally,
we
that's fine. Food.
if we know where he is, we could like charge in, break the chains, and then kill the vampire.
Yes, we need to find where the vampire is.
Well, if we charge in and like break the chains, the vampire might come running to be like, who's in my house? Like you, something.
Well, the house
Seems
had
like- yeah, servants.
Well,
yeah, it had servants, but it also I didn't explore every room. Maybe I should have done, but the way that the house it was like I was dropped into like guest receiving. There's also another fancier room further on, but I didn't look in there. Then it was the kitchen, and Paladin was right at the end. There is another set of 3 doors, so there's almost like another. Because I came in from the right side, right? Or was it the left side? Left side. We'll sort it. But yeah, I know which doors he wasn't in, but I smelled food, which was really strange. I thought if it was a vampire, then there wouldn't be that much food. And the kitchen was nice. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of people in there, but had fancy floors, like marbly, slidey. So, what we can do then, guys?
I mean, for me, it's like don't like vampires dwell in the basement, so it's like maybe we go get Paladin Dave. I can heal him a little bit so he can fight with us. But maybe he could heal himself actually. Well, we can sort that out when we find him. And
I mean, the first thing we should truly need to consider is the fact of, is anyone in there actually a vampire? Yes, we know of a vampire dragon, but do we know any any humanoid dragons?
Or they could be
Vampires, even.
vampire spawn. Yes.
Yes. Do we know
Well,
any of those are around?
Yeah.
What was walking around? What were the servants like?
I don't know if they were cooking food. I didn't spend that much time. I was trying to find where Paladin Dave was and then get back out. I can go in again if we really need.
No, I mean, my paladin training would tell me non-vampires eat food, so there's got to be some non-vampires there. Well, including Dave.
What was getting me right is we know that this is powerful. Like literally, there was a storm that shot shards into the earth. Not only this, but this vampire dragon was wandering around. Is it possible? I'm just asking that a humanoid can turn themselves into a dragon, or vice versa.
We have no idea.
I mean, the fact he's got a mansion that isn't dragon-sized.
Oh, this is it.
It seems a bit of a waste to play like in a dark cave, and then you've got a fancy mansion you can't go into.
Doing this because, like, a vampire who can turn into a dragon would mean that it would be a vampire dragon, wouldn't it? I mean, like, most logical explanation tends to be the right one, and like,
Or the more logical thing of it's a dragon that is also a vampire, it doesn't need to then turn into a humanoid on top of that.
but it has a house, unless its master is in the house.
That's a possibility.
Because at the end of the day, you guys saw Paladin Dave be taken by the vampire dragon.
Yes.
He's now here, meaning that there's some connection to somebody in there and this dragon. Unless
it's the vampire's house.
Well, this is why I'm thinking that either, like I say, that this vampire has the ability to turn into a dragon, or this dragon usually turns into a humanoid for some reason.
Or it could just be it could be some sort of vampire controlled pet.
Yes. But I thought like dragons were big beasties. Do you know what I mean? Like they have more power than, well,
Well, you've also
someone
never heard
would
of. I've never
they're
heard of one being.
hundreds of years old.
Well, you've never heard of one of them becoming a vampire before, so I'm not entirely certain what's going on. What I would prefer to presume that there's two threats, rather than and then be happily surprised that it's all one threat. Than
Understandable.
the opposite way around.
I think we have to entertain the idea that if we do find a humanoid, that humanoid could become a dragon and we're not caught unaware. I think we have to look at both options in this
Yes.
regard. And not only that, but these servants, I do think they aren't. They're just servants at the end of the day. They probably have no choice doing what they're doing.
And we will find out next time on Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Yeah, so I was going to give you guys long enough to like sort out your plan.
I was waiting for a moment to put it off.
Yeah, I was waiting for. To be honest, I thought here's what I found out, and then next time was going to happen about 5 minutes ago. So
That was original expectation. I was like, no, this way the players don't start the next session with just like sit down. So what's the plan? Argue for an hour over what the plan is.
Yeah, no, it's.
While everything was fresh, I was going to give you guys like a minute or two when we're 5 past.
But
a
no,
minute or
Gorgo
two.
just literally wants to just charge in, break the chains. That guy shows himself.
yeah,
But I'm just gonna sign off on the streams. Appreciate it. Just know that Saturday's the next stream. It's not D&D because there's nothing prepared. it's going to be Generation Zero, and 2, it's starting late because me and Liam are participating in a Blood Bowl tournament in Telford.
Hmm.
There's a few of us going. There's like 6 or 7 of us going. And then on Sunday, it is Dead by Daylight. But I'm purposefully starting with some killer runs first before then going into maybe Swifts if there's people who want to play. Yeah. Say bye to you all now. And then obviously we'll chat for a couple more. And so, thank you everyone. And I will see you Saturday. 2 days on the 12th.
Boy.
Bye.
Bye.